Hello, everybody, and welcome to Neon Wail 15. My name is Slatica, and I am here with my co-host Six. What's up, Six?
What's up, Slat? I'm having a good night so far. Really excited to watch some great matches here on Neon Wail. Looks like today we're starting with Auntie versus GG Whast'n. I know I've heard GG Whast'n before. They're a pretty good team. Haven't heard of Auntie before. Maybe it's a pickup because I do remember the name JJ.
I was gonna say JJ looks like a familiar name to me.
Yeah.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
You can look on their Sendo because this bracket is hosted by Sendo.Inc. if you want to look into their past.
Whoa. I mean, let's do that. Let's see. Oh, there is no pass for Auntie. Cool. Well, I clicked on their name, and then it brought me no. Oh, it's an. Oh, that's because. Oh.
If you click on the individual players, you can see.
Yeah, Auntie is definitely a pickup. GG Whast'n isn't a pickup. They're a team.
Yes.
It gave me the option to go to a page. Yeah. Oh, JJ's on Free Flow.
Oh, Free Flow is very good team. I've seen them play at LANs before. Very good.
I'm so sorry. My cat just hopped on the back of my chair and screamed at me. Yes? I'm busy. Go away. Do we know what our first map is yet? Oh, we got Rainmaker on Museum di Alfonsino.
Yes, we do.
That's what we got.
Yes, we do.
Oh, so it is it? Oh, unknown stage.
Yeah, I'm guessing it is
I've never seen that
pick.
before. It's either counterpick or we don't know what it is. All right, well, we can start with what we do know, which is Rainmaker and Museum.
Yes.
One of the very few maps in this game. Is it the only map in this game that has one checkpoint to choose? You just get one, or is there another one?
I don't think it's the only one. It is one of the few that does.
One of the few where you just have to either have to jump over on spinner through mid, or you have to go up that ramp. I think it's pretty easy. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got maps.
We got more.
Hooray! All right. But back to Museum. I feel like it's pretty simple to get to the first checkpoint, but once you get to that checkpoint, it's pretty easy to defend because it just goes straight into the enemy's base, just right up to right where they spawn. It's like one of the few that like the Rainmaker goal is like so far into base.
Mm-hmm. I feel like when you spawn, you're like right on top of it. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. It's like some maps have it, some maps don't, where it's just like, oh, I can just land on top of this. I think Scorch is one of them where you can get like it's just like right there. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what to expect because I've never seen either of these guys play, like these teams play before, so I'm a little excited. But like I don't have any. Do you have any predictions? You said you've seen some of these players. Do you know what they play? Let's see what.
Well, the thing is, both teams are so very good that I have no real predictions over who's gonna win. I just know that they're both good. I know that we're gonna have an entertaining time. That both are gonna hold their own very well. But that's as much as I know. I do not remember any team comps. I do not remember any weapon choices. But
it does look like, I'm doing some research right here. It looks like 2 people are from Retake 2KO and 2 people are from Free Flow.
Ah, okay. So it's a mix of teams on this pickup.
Yeah, a little bit of a collaboration.
I love it. Good for them.
I love that. As we wait for the game to start, I do want to know. Riptide was this last weekend. How was it? I heard you attended. Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time. It was amazing, and there was a lot of there were quite a few really good teams. I think Moonlight got 4th place, and you always predict that they're gonna win it, right? So them getting 4th to me is like, whoa, we've got some like new contenders here that we didn't previously know about. Yeah. But then, of course, Kyo won again, so that's exciting. Not that he didn't earn it. He did a great job, obviously. He won it all. But you kind of want the underdog to win sometimes, you know? You want to see some new faces.
Don't let him hear it. Say that's not exciting.
Hey, I'll fight Kyo.
Will you?
I'm smaller and I'm a worse player, but you know what?
But you've been go to the gym. Oh, wait, you mean like in Splatoon? Oh, I thought you meant like you were gonna. You sounded ready to just like square up.
No, in both ways.
I respect.
I'm prepared.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know I'm smaller and I'm weaker. I will get punched into the ground. I don't know if Kyo's a violent person, so maybe this is moot.
Kyo doesn't look like a violent person. I don't think he would be.
I don't know. I've never met Kyo personally.
I mean, me neither. So I guess we will never know. Yeah, absolutely. I was really looking forward to going on Riptide, but the stars did not align. Next year, though, I'll be there.
Hey, that's life.
For sure. I cannot wait. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just wait till next year. I'll be there. Ow! At least it'll be there. Did I what? I punched my desk.
Did you catch the stream? Did you watch the whole thing?
Did I catch the stream? I mean, I was working during Riptide, so sleeping. It was graveyard.
That's fair.
But I do still want to watch the streams. I was thinking about just watching the games.
Yes, I was gonna say, because if you watch the entire stream, you're watching hours of content.
It's just 3 12-hour streams on the YouTube. That's what I saw.
It's many hours of just nothing happening because it takes a long time to set up a Splatoon lobby, unfortunately.
True. Thank you, Nintendo, for that. What team did you pick for the Splatfest?
Me? I picked Present.
That's the team I was originally going to go with. I don't know. Still don't know why, but I feel like it's right. I picked Future.
I have heard a lot of people pick Future too.
Future has been rough. We've been getting our shit rocked.
Oh no.
Oh, but enough about the Splatfest. Let's get right into our game because it's starting up in this instant. We got. Okay, so we've got. Okay, let's see. See what comps we got. We got a. Ooh, looks like Auntie. Is it Auntie? Auntie isn't running cooler. Oh, yes, they are. I'm an idiot. It's right there. It's headed. Whoops.
Yes.
We got to head it on the side of Auntie, and GG Whast'n has the pencil. It looks like Auntie might get popped here. 6.
Oh, it looks like neither team is really going for pop right now. Auntie does have it painted, and they do end up popping it. One is down on the side of GG Whast'n. We see on the blue side, they are still painting up. They are going up the ramp. They have 2 down on orange team. It's a good opportunity for them to push up. They even have the specials ready. We see the crab come out. We see the strikes come out. Auntie's got real good control of the enemy plat.
Yeah, like I said, they got really good. They started off really strong already. We're already at 27. Their paint output is really good. They did a really good job at taking control of mid as fast as possible and getting the score down by almost 75 points.
It looks like Auntie is taking some pretty aggressive positions here. We saw the bucket player up near the enemy spawn there. They did get pushed back, however, it looks like GG Whast'n has the Rainmaker now. They're trying to get out, but Auntie is still being pretty aggressive, just throwing paint on them, not allowing them to get any further off of their plat.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like the head does throw out cooler here, so they can, keep their stance on the plat. But that was a good cooler placement, and it looks like they just set up for another push already. It looks like Auntie's got a really good, strong chokehold on this game so far.
We see one of GG Whast'n trying to come from behind the shot player, but they do get taken down. Ooh, is GG Whast'n going to score it in here? They're in a good position too, and they do. They get the knockout.
You mean Auntie?
Yes, sorry, guys. GG Whast'n.
You did, but it's okay. You got it.
The blue one.
The blue one. A quick knockout from Auntie here. In the first, if I recall correctly, the first minute of the game, they did really good. Can't wait to see how the other games go. Is it best of 3 or is it play all 3?
It says best of 3 on the sendup.ink page.
All right. Well, looks like we're going into Splatzone's Mako Mart. And now I'm going to say this. I love Mako Mart. It is probably, I think, my favorite Splatoon stage. I think it's, even though it's a pretty flat and blocky stage, I still feel like it's one of the better ones. I mean, it is from Splatoon 2. They didn't make it in this game, so it is pretty good. But I do think Mako Mart is a really good mode. This zone particularly can be cheesed by Reef Slider, Splashdown,
Yes.
Booyah Bomb, Strikes. It's one of the smaller zones that's easier to cheese. So we might, depending on what the teams pick, we might be seeing a back and forth here, like we do sometimes with our lovely Splatzone games.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a teammate who loves to run the Silver Arrow Spray on Splatzone's Mako Mart because of the Reef Slider cheese. Because you could just run up to the middle and use that special and take back that zone, which is silly because you're basically running in and dying if that's what your strategy is. So I'm hoping we're gonna see a little more nuanced gameplay from both of these very great teams.
Who pulls out the arrow spray?
It is fun. It's a funny weapon.
In my head, I'm thinking who it is. I'm trying to guess who it is.
You know. You so know.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I do. But let's see how this game goes. They switched out the headed for the end zap. Is that the only thing that changed? If I can be honest, the other game went by too fast. I think that is the only weapon that changed. I don't quite know. But like we said, here we go. It looks like they're pretty even on the zone right now. Higgs gets the cooler out for Auntie here. And we're going to see, it looks like Auntie is going to take the zone first here as GG Whast'n goes 2 down.
Yes, another goes down from GG Whast'n. We see Auntie here pushing up. We see the Inkjet come out being really aggressive, trying to get some picks here with their teammate, and they do end up getting one. They get 2 before they get taken down.
Wow.
Wow, Auntie's being so aggressive. They're not even on the zone. They're so far forward, just pushing GG Whast'n out of this area.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job at keeping GG Whast'n locked into their base. But here comes the specials from GG Whast'n as the Zuka comes out. Doesn't get any picks. And it does look like Auntie just retakes the zone, and that nothing really came from that push from GG Whast'n.
I'm interested because GG Whast'n has all their members up right now. There's one down on Auntie, and it still doesn't seem like they're doing much pushing forward. They are on the zone. They do have it neutral, but they're not really painting it. In fact, it goes into Auntie's control, even though GG Whast'n has their strikes out. They have their bombs. They're throwing whatever they can, but they just can't seem to get this neutral again.
Yeah, if I was GG Whast'n here, I would focus on picks first. But with 9 points left, 8 points left on the board, it looks like, perfect. GG Whast'n does take the zone and puts Auntie in a plus 70 penalty here, which gives them a good chance to this penalty I think is good for them to let's regroup, get our specials, and try to get a better hold on the zone.
It looks like GG Whast'n is consistently getting picks off of Auntie, even though they are pushed up and in control of the zone. As I say that, it flips to GG Whast'n. They are all on the zone. All 4 members are up. Doesn't seem like they're being quite as aggressive as Auntie, though. They are just really holding the zone, trying to keep the other team from getting on it. But, a lot of trades are happening in mid right now.
I would just say, there's a huge difference, I think, in aggression here. I think Auntie is playing a lot more aggressive than GG Whast'n is. And it's starting to show that maybe GG Whast'n should probably pick up the place to play just a slightly more aggressive to match the aggressiveness of Auntie. Maybe that's the only way they can keep the zone.
See, I think that's an interesting point to make because it looks like Auntie is now not as aggressive. They are just holding the zone against GG Whast'n, when before they were pushed up all the way into the opposite base. Now they're just on the zone, and it seems to be a lot more successful for them.
It does. I was gonna say, at this moment in time, it looks like it is very helpful to just stay on zone and hold it, because they keep getting the picks they need in order to keep the zone. It looks like as GG Whast'n does go 2 down, as the clock ticks down, and we get another knockout from Auntie, and I believe that is just a 2-0 sweep.
Yeah, good job, Auntie. Yeah. That's 2 knockouts actually. 2
knockouts, yeah. An amazing job from Auntie.
Yeah, so quick. I think they just realized what they needed to do. That, as I was saying, they kind of adapted during the game. They realized they didn't need to be as aggressive in order to hold the zone. So they just stayed on that zone. They were not able to be moved, and they got that match point.
I will say the aggressive play style worked at the beginning of the game, but they did end up having to adapt in order to continue. Oh, bracket. Now that this game's over, do I just re-click the bracket link, or do I just go on to the next? I haven't done this before. I'm kind of...
I think they will tell us what our next match will be when it is ready, but it does not seem like it is ready yet.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I will say, we got 13 teams in Neon Wail this time.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what ranking they have to be invited to Neon Wail? I don't know that off the top of my head, but maybe I can see by going into the info tab.
I was just having to look at the info. Banned from low ink.
Yes.
Placed Division 4 or above in Ludi Season 15.
Gotcha. So this is a good mid-level tournament.
Yeah.
Or it wants to be. We don't know
It
yet.
wants to be. I
It
mean,
could
as someone who's
potentially be.
commentated for Neon World before, I think it's the good tournament.
Okay.
I like Neon World. I think it's good.
I think it's good too. It's just harder as a low-level tournament enjoyer when you get like hundreds and hundreds of entrants to see a mid-level tournament go so. Just like people don't know about it, obviously. More people should know. More mid-level teams need to know.
It does feel like there is a parabola, but instead of the opposite direct parabola. Excuse me, my fault. People are more aware of the lower level games and the higher level games, but as you go towards that like middle section, it's kind of like more of a gray area of where it feels like less people are watching like the mid level, and the mid level is exciting because they're good enough to get past low ink, but not quite good enough to be at the top of the game. So you see a lot of interesting plays, I think, in my opinion. Yeah,
they're still testing stuff out. They're still not necessarily chained to the meta. They try new things.
It's not as let's think outside the box as low level, but there is still some thinking outside of the box. And it's like thinking outside of the box, but you have the experience to take that thinking outside of the box to the next level, I would say, because you know what weapon picks you could use, the good counter picks weapon wise, good like cooler weapon, a good like oppressive special to pick, and it might be something you haven't seen before.
I feel also at mid-level, you find a lot of people who are sort of experts at their weapon. Like at low level, they're still kind of experimenting. They're maybe not as great at one singular weapon as other people are. But mid-level, they got that stuff mastered. They got that stuff down. Yeah. And I love watching that. I think that's really interesting.
Especially when the weapon is one you wouldn't expect. Like, I'm totally not going to a random weapon generator and rolling a random weapon right now.
Sploosh. Seeing good Sploosh players. Really exciting.
I can agree with that. Sploosh is, that's just because Sploosh is silly, in my opinion. I just think Sploosh is silly.
No, and I agree with you as a Sploosh player.
as a Sploosh mate.
It is a silly weapon. There are not a lot of, I'm going to say, good use cases for it. It does do a lot of sharking. It does do a lot of aggressiveness. But I know there's better weapons for it. I understand that.
I rolled splatter shot.
Splatter shot, yeah. That weapon no one plays.
Niche. The weapon I play.
I want people to pull out Orange Zap. Who's the good Orange Zap player?
You know, I don't know that, but my girlfriend recently has been playing more in Splatoon, and I've been throwing new weapons at her. I do want her to try Sploosh and Orange Zap. I think those are guns that she would like. Right now, she's on her I like Ink Brush and Golden Arrow Spray arc.
That's fair. My children really love Ink Brush. And I don't know why. It's a very hard weapon to learn. I think they just like going fast.
I think it's. I was gonna say your kids and my girlfriend are. I would say. I hope I'm not offending you or your children here to call them casual players, but how dare I?
I thought you were gonna say they're at similar skill levels, and that would be an insult to your girlfriend.
No. Just casual players. Okay. Casual.
Okay.
I see a lot of casual players pick up like the more like silly fast weapons like Ink Brush, Dapples, and parries these days because it has splash depth. I feel like I cannot go into turf war lobby without seeing at least one end parries. It is the Dapples of this game, like the cleared apples.
What does that mean?
I remember playing Splatoon 2. Did you play?
And parries are the Dapples of Splatoon 3. What does that mean?
Hold on. Okay. Did you play a lot? You played a lot of Splatoon 2, right?
I didn't play a lot of Splatoon 2. I will admit that.
Oh, okay. There was a lot. I feel like I could get into a turf war game, and
Okay.
And I will always at least see one cleared apple. Because just people loved that weapon because it had torpedo and splash down, which is I would say fun kid. I mean, I have to say that I fucking loved that weapon.
I was gonna say like arrow spray is what I always saw in Splatoon 2 lobbies. I played arrow spray a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. How much longer are we till the next match?
I don't know if we've.
I have enough time to run to the restroom. Can we go to break so I can run to the restroom? All right, we will be right back with winners round 2.
Don't
Stay
ask that
tuned.
on the stream.
I know, I was gonna text it and then I just kept talking. You know, we'll be right back.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Neon Wail number 15. We are on winners round 2. Next we have Helios versus Kaisa fan club. Slat, how are you feeling about these two teams?
Again, it looks like either pickups or teams I've not heard before, but I do know Mello's name. I love seeing either pickups or teams I haven't heard before because I'm just going to see some new exciting gameplay. Exactly. So to answer your question, I'm excited.
I want to say Helios is a real team. I see team page on Sendo. The Helios Curse, Ludi, Season 14, Div 2. Oh, but they're disbanded. So maybe they are just playing for funsies?
For fun. That's a mood. Where is... I'm trying to find the specific bracket we're on right now. Aha.
Yeah,
literally just cast on it.
Yeah, you will see Helios versus Kaisa fan club.
Yeah. I know Mello. I feel like that's a name I've seen a lot on Twitter and like I've heard a lot about. But other than that, like, don't know any of these players, don't know any of these names. Which I will say, love to see that. Because the more names I see that I don't know, the more I'm like, yeah, community is getting bigger. I can like I can either cope or it's the truth. And either way, I don't see a losing situation here.
Gotcha.
Personally.
I did click on the team page for Kaisa fan club and it took me to Little Boy Squad. So maybe these are some members from that team. And it looks like they've done pretty well against a lot of different teams.
Clicking Kaisa and then a different team called Little Boy Squad pulling up is just really jarring. It does look like we have our maps. And first we have Inkblot on tower, which I don't know if this is weird to say. I really like tower Inkblot because I feel like there's a lot of ways as both a defender and an attacker to take placements that are really good for either pushing or defending. Like
I'd agree.
if you take stack, that's yours. If you have a good like grip on stack, you can push forward and you can use your stack to keep your base protected. I think Inkblot's another good map. Again, Splatoon 2. Good job, Splatoon 2. We've got a pencil on both teams. Pencil gameplay, woo!
Pencil gameplay, woo!
Pencil! And it also, I love seeing different weapons. Like, I don't think I've seen a Dreadringer in comp for a while.
Mello plays exclusively Dreadringer, so we're gonna see a lot of great Dreadringer plays from him.
Oh, love the name from the Dreadringer here. His clear, love that. Looks like Kaisa fan club has a good chokehold on mid at the moment, with Helios one down. Oh, but Kaisa fan club also goes one down. A little bit of a stalemate here as Kaisa does get to the first checkpoint.
As another interesting weapon pick, we do see Sorella on this tent here. We don't see a lot of good tent players, but this person here is doing a lot of damage just holding this tower from Kaisa fan club. But as I say that, we do see Nia fan here on the tower protecting it with that powerful pencil. Azuka comes out from the side of Helios, not able to get a pick though. We see Mello coming in with that Dreadringer, but they do get taken down. Helios trying to defend from their plat.
Yeah. Kaisa does break the second checkpoint and is, woo, an excellent pick from the pencil there. I blinked and I blink and you miss it. But Helios is 2 down as Kaisa is just slowly pushing more into base. Here comes out the Ultra Stamp. Do we get a pick with it? Not quite, it looks like. But it looks like we're kind of sitting in Helios' base,
Ooh.
slightly inching forward.
Yeah, it looks like Kaisa fan club was trying to retake that tower, but 2 of them did go down on the enemy plat there, so now they are pushed back to their own plat. We see Sorella here on the left getting a lot of paint on the ground, just defending this left-hand side. Looks like they're trying to look for a pick, actually. They are moving up, being a little bit more aggressive. Although the Dreadringer does see them now, we see Mello here trying to take them out, but Sorello is just too sneaky, able to get past them. We see Helios with this tower now.
Yeah, Helios getting their chance to push in as they break past the first checkpoint. It looks like it's their time to shine. Giving them a chance. They do have a Kaisa has a good hold on their plat though. It might be hard for Helios to break in as a Reef Slider comes out, gets punished. Both teams, it looks like 2 down. So very even game here at the moment. but Helios is still pushing the tower forward, which is exciting to see. I love a good back and forth.
What I'm seeing from these two teams is it seems like Helios kind of moves together much more than Kaisa Fan Club did. Kaisa Fan Club, when they were on the enemy plat, they were kind of all over the map there. And we see here that Helios is sticking together a little bit more, being a little more aggressive, playing off of each other. They still have this tower on this checkpoint here, but they're keeping it there. They're not getting knocked away.
They're doing a good job at not like letting it go back to like reset to mid. As they did break the second checkpoint and are pushing forward, do they take the lead here? They do. Helios, deceased in their base, gets a double with a splashdown. An amazing push as they're halfway. They're about to break the third checkpoint. Are we going to see a knockout here? Are we going to get only knockouts? And it looks like...
Ooh.
I'm getting overwhelmed. I was going to say they knocked out, and then I saw them die, and I was like, oh, they're not going to knock them out. But then they did knock them out. Helios with a knockout for game one. That was hard to commentate. I don't know what words to say. There's so much happening.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm learning that Helios is they're Div 1, not Div 2. Looks like the info that they have on Sendo is maybe a little bit old, needs to be updated.
I would think that it does need to be updated, yes.
And it also says that they're disbanded, so maybe they just wrote this a while ago and forgot to update it. That's okay. Some people do that with their Twitters too, with their info on there. But next up, we're gonna have Rainmaker on Scorched Gorge, another pretty standard map mode, I would say.
Yeah. I will say I don't like Scorched Gorge as much for Rainmaker. I'll say it. I'm a Scorched Gorge hater.
Why do you hate Scorched Gorge?
I don't like it. I feel like, no, I think Scorched Gorge is a good map. Jokes aside, in my competitive history career, I just never have done a good job on this map. So like, it's a petty reason. Don't mind me. I'm just being petty.
Oh, okay, so you've just lost a lot on this map, is what you're saying.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. I do think it is a good Rainmaker map, but I have lost a lot. Yeah.
Gotcha. I think this is pretty standard map mode, actually, just because Rainmaker pushing it from either side of the map, from left or right, it's pretty difficult, actually, because on the left side you do have the ramp that the enemy can push up, right? But on the right side, with all of the grates and the kind of the sneaking around, that's also hard to defend against if you're not paying attention to it.
Absolutely. And sorry. Looks like we're going in right now. Ooh, we got a well string out. Love to see that.
Ooh.
As I am a firm believer in Rainmaker or well string, I will say.
I will say it on Scorched Gorge specifically that the Wellstring paints a lot, and having that snipe point to see the entire map is going to be really great for them.
And yep, as expected, Helios immediately gets pop and is taking good control of mid. I was going to say, I'm surprised when the patch notes didn't come out that they didn't nerf the damage to the Rainmaker bubble. I feel like Wellstring, I was playing Wellstring 1v4 and I popped the bubble still. They need to nerf it. One person goes down on the side of Kaisa Fan Club. Helios doing a good job at keeping lock on this plat here as they push forward to try to get this checkpoint.
Ooh, we're seeing the Reef Slider come out from Kaisa Fan Club. Somehow Helios is able to sidestep it, able to live a little bit longer, but they do get taken down. We see Swag here for Kaisa Fan Club with this Nautilus being pretty aggressive, trying to get the picks here. We see the splashdown come down. They do get a pick, but it looks like Helios was able to keep the Rainmaker just a little bit longer. 3 of them do go down here, though. Looks like this push is going to be stopped.
Kaisa Fan Club doing a pretty good job at stopping the push. Even though Helios had a really good chokehold, it seemed like, on them, Kaisa did a really good job at pushing them back, so really good to see that. They are pushing forward now. Their turn to take plat. The Reef Slider goes in, gets a pick. Love to see it. Gets 2 picks. As it looks like Kaisa takes the lead. Do they take the checkpoint? Ooh. Not quite. The tent comes around and gets that pick. Love seeing the tent gameplay here, Six.
Yes.
I agree with you, 100%.
I was just listening to a podcast about tent players and how on online modes it's a little bit harder because of the latency, sometimes too much lag, and things don't hit how they're supposed to. So finding really dedicated tent players is hard just because it is a harder weapon to work with. But when it does work, it's so good.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it has good kits too. This is the Zuko one, no?
Yes.
Yeah, the one has Zuko on his back. That's all I remember. I don't see enough tent to like fully remember.
No, that's correct. One has Zuko, one has the back.
Yeah. Looks like we're kind of at like a little bit of a stalemate right now, where both teams are trying to get the checkpoint, but are not quite making it. It's one of those Rainmaker games where we're kind of stuck between the checkpoint.
See, I was gonna say it was in Helios's. They did get picks off of Kaisa fan club, so they had the opportunity to push up here.
They do have an opportunity here to get the lead back, and it looks like they might just do that as they do take the checkpoint here. Good. A little bit of a stalemate for the past couple minutes, but we're seeing a little bit more of a more aggressive push on the side of Helios here, as they do go one down on the side of Kaisa and do have a chance to push forward here.
Yes, we see Helios painting up, using that tent umbrella to have some defense here with that shield. They are pushing up, they are painting up, but it looks like Kaisa Fan Club is able to take them down. They are still trying to get paint here, trying to keep Helios back, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get this bubble. They do pop it, but Helios is still pretty aggressive, all right near the Rainmaker. All four are up still. They are really trying to fight for it.
It does. It is, like I said, I was gonna say, you know how Rock Museum is the one with the one checkpoint that is hard to like push past. I feel like Scorch is another one. Not one checkpoint. I don't know why I called that out. There's two checkpoints. Once you get past that second checkpoint, it's another one of those like it feels like an upward battle to get to the goal. Where is the Rainmaker? Oh, it's back there. Okay.
Yes, it's on the
I'm
ramp.
a little bit confused. It's right. Yeah. Okay. I was a bit confused what was happening.
Okay, we got it. We got it.
I will say, Kaisa goes 3 down, and Helios does get the Rainmaker. This does give them a chance to push it forward more.
It looks like they are. They're taking the opportunity to push up the enemy ramp here. They did get 3 down earlier on Kaisa Fan Club, so now they're just holding it in this corner here. They don't really need to push it up, but it looks like they're still taking this opportunity to get the picks to be able to hold it and push up. But the rest of the Helios' team just looks like they're defending this corner here. Maybe they'll just try and hold it until it expires.
Yeah, I mean, I will say there are a lot of between either pushing forward or just going back and like holding on the Rainmaker. I think it's kind of lame to just back up with the Rainmaker. Yeah, it's a very good, viable strategy, but like, come on, I didn't hop on the mic to see some boring gameplay.
No, you can't say that.
No. I didn't say that this was boring. They were pushing that entire time. I was about to say I've yet to, while commentating, see a Rainmaker's head. While they just held the Rainmaker and they pulled it back. I don't think I've yet to see that on night. So, I was gonna say, good on these guys for not doing that. They were only standing there because they had to, okay?
I don't know about that. I think they were in a good position to push forward. They were 3 down on the side of Kaisa Fan Club. But I mean, their strategy is their own strategy.
Look, I don't have much room to talk. That's all I'm saying. As I will say, Helios with the 2-0. We got 2 2-0s here this time.
Yeah, that's true.
So far. Yeah. Darn, we're not going to see Splatoon's Mahi. Disappointing.
Oh, I do love Splatoon's Mahi. But hey, I think Kaisa Fan Club held their own pretty well in both of these matches.
They did a really good job at holding their own. Absolutely. 100%.
And the first one might have been a knockout, but that second one was not. That could have gone either way, I feel.
I can agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. But looks like Helios is our winner.
Yeah. They get that match point for round 2. The next will be semis. It looks like oh, I'm sorry. It says
semis.
It says round 3, but on Sendo it says semis.
Yep. It says.
I am just reading what is in front of me.
Semis?
Semi?
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 Semi? Like the truck? I don't
Yes.
think, respectfully, of course, I don't think I've ever heard somebody say semi. Except for when they're saying semifinals.
That's exactly what the context is here.
Yes! But when people, okay, am I crazy to hear, when I hear people say the word semi, I hear them say semi. If they're just saying the word by itself. If they're not saying semifinal, well, fuck, I think I've heard both.
What are you talking about? If you hear the word, you hear the word.
I don't know why, but the word semifinals coming out of your mouth just sounded wrong. I don't know why. I don't know why.
So it's my accent.
Maybe. Okay, well, maybe, I don't know. When the streamer said it, I know they can't hear the streamer. When the streamer said it too, it sounded weird. So it's not just you. Maybe I'm the weird one. Chat, am I the weird one?
Is it my accent, chat?
Please.
Can you not understand me? Is the Wisconsin too strong?
What? I think what you said was fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe I'm the one in the wrong here. I don't know.
I don't know.
It is pronounced semi.
Accent. Yeah, exactly.
It is correct, but why did it feel wrong?
But how I said it, is it because I'm a woman slat? Is that what this is?
No, we're not doing this.
It's a joke. I'm joking. This is a joke.
No, I know. Yeah, I was gonna say, me and Six are really good friends, and this is a joke we have.
We love women. We support women. Women in STEM.
We do love women. Women are awesome. What is happening?
We are supportive of all kinds.
Nah. See, this is why you gotta tune into Neon Wail. Not for the games, but for the silliness that happens on mic.
No, they should turn into the game.
Did you hear what I said? Come to the game. Come for the games.
Yes.
Please. We need more commentators. Yo, if you want to commentate, I'm going to take this moment while we're on mic, and I'm going to break out here and say, if you want to commentate, just try it. Reach out to your local TOs and say, hey, do you need a commentator? Because I feel like the past couple weeks, I've been seeing a lot of TOs be like, yo, we need an emergency commentator. Where's all our commentators at? Get your guys' butts on the mic. It's a fun gig. Do it. All right, there's
sleeping.
Maybe, well, as someone who sleeps during the day as a graveyard worker, I made it. You have no excuse. You have no excuse. Look, I just want to be at Riptide next year and see, and I want it to be, when I apply to be a Riptide or commentator, I want it to be hard for me to get in, because I want there to be so many loads of people that love this game talking about it.
You want there to be 50 commentators.
That's a lot. It's a big number. I mean, compared to the 400 people that were at Riptide, that's a big number.
That's a percentage of it. That's a 1/6.
That is certainly a percentage.
I'm not good at math on the fly.
1/8. 1/6 would be 300.
1/6 would be 300. Okay, sorry. You're right. You're right. I preface this by saying I'm not good at math. I have an out.
Quick math. Is that your out? Is that you're just not good at math?
Yes.
I mean, anybody can say that.
Well, that's exactly what I said, though.
I don't know.
If I say I'm not good at baking a cake, and then I bake the most horrendous, awful food poisoning inducing cake, then you would understand. You would be like, oh, Six just said she wasn't good at baking. This is fine. We understand why this happened. But yeah, Winter Semis is next. We have a lot of good teams coming up here. I'm watching the stats update. We're either gonna watch Shush versus Helios, or I believe The Last Stand, and they're waiting on their team to know what to do next. It'll either be Registeel or Pocket Runners. It's gonna be The Last Stand. Oh yes, this is definitely gonna be The Last Stand.
But yeah, we'll be right back with our winner with our winner semifinals. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Neon Wail. Welcome back to Neon Wail 15. We've got our winners semis next. Pocket Runners versus The Last Stand.
Ooh.
And I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this because it's our first best of 5.
That's true. We get to see at least 3 games being played out here. We get to start out with ship shape, tower control on ship shape. Slat, how do you feel about tower control on ship shape? I know you have a lot of strong opinions on map modes. I would love to know what strong opinion you have for this one.
Love ship shape, but I do not like tower control. Just kidding. Tower control ship shape. Just trying to think. I'm a little bit behind right now with my brain. It's a bit slow.
That's okay.
Tower control ship shape. One of those maps. It feels steamrolling at first, but as you get to the checkpoint, that's like as you get closer to the enemy's base, it does feel like the further. Okay, let me rephrase. The further you get in, the harder it is to push forward. Because I believe there's that one checkpoint that's like there's that one checkpoint that's really easy to be defended on that top left corner. Top left if you're defending, top right if you're attacking. I mean, do you have anything to add, Six?
I would say that you're right that there are a lot of choke points on this map specifically. I think because there are so many points farther back where you get to be higher up, you get to have that sort of advantage on your enemies. And as you were saying, in that corner on the right, if you're the one pushing up, it is a little difficult because that ledge is the same height as the tower. So the enemy can just stand over there and you know, get the pick on you, and there's not really anything you can do about it. You just have to hope that your team has been aggressive enough to push up that area so you're safe.
Absolutely. And like another I will say, the first checkpoint, you've got that bridge that you can approach, that the defending team can approach from. They can approach from below, they can approach from the ramp, and they can also approach from the side. There's just a lot of places when you're at checkpoints where it feels like you have to like kind of either have specials or like kind of hunker down and either get picks or just try your best to stay alive at checkpoints, because it feels like it's one of those tower maps where it gives the defending team a chance to stop the checkpoint break.
Definitely. And I would say with that first checkpoint, it's almost kind of it tricks you, right? Because you think that that's one of the easier checkpoints because it is so far from the enemy's side. But because of that bridge, I feel like a lot of times I get picked off that tower simply because the enemy team's long-range weapon, like even a Splatling, can just sit on that bridge and just shoot at you because it's straight ahead. It's straight ahead of them. They have all of the ability to just shoot you from there.
Yeah, there's also a bumper there that they can hide behind.
So they're protected.
They have cover. Yeah, they have cover. While we're waiting, because we have a bit more time to wait, we can talk about another thing that ship shape has is once you get past that is okay. So I think there's 3 checkpoints. Is there 3 or 2? I cannot remember. There's 3.
There are 3 checkpoints.
Is there one right before the end? Or is that Hagglefish?
The second checkpoint is the one we were talking about on the right side if you're pushing up by that ledge, by that corner where the enemy team is.
I thought the first checkpoint was the bridge.
Yes, the first checkpoint is the bridge. The second is the corner.
One, and then is the third one like right after that before they get straight into the base?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I thought there was a checkpoint between the 2 we've been talking about, but no, it's after that.
Yes. I think the tower just gets stalled out a lot in mid.
Oh, absolutely. It does get stalled out a lot there. Yeah, that's probably why I thought there was a checkpoint there, because of how often it gets stalled, like right in the middle of like the plat. I wanted to say that I do hate it when there's a checkpoint right before the end. Hammerhead, Hagglefish, ship shape, for instance.
Yeah, I would say Hagglefish especially. That one is hard.
Yeah, that one's rough. But it does look like we're going in right now. Let's see what weapons comps we've got. Well, we got a pencil. We've got a stamp. We haven't seen a stamp yet today.
Oh, we got 2 stamps now.
Oh, we've got 2 stamps. we are seeing at least each team have one weapon the same. We saw like two splatter shots for one game. I think two, like, I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember. But a lot of mirror weapons I'm seeing.
And I think it's interesting for the last stand that they don't have a shot, because that's a more meta pick to have that Zuka. But just interesting weapon comps.
Last stand did go 3 down right in the beginning here, I will say. Giving puck runners a little bit of points to push forward. And it does look like there are only 2 checkpoints on this map. Interesting. I think we gaslit ourselves. Well, there's 2 checkpoints.
Oh, maybe the last one is the last one.
Yeah, there's 2 checkpoints and a goal. Yeah. Well, we really did gaslight ourselves in those 3 checkpoints. That's crazy. The stamp here does get a pick, but does go down immediately. Pocket Runners gets wiped by last stand, and giving them a chance to push forward.
Yeah, we see the last stand on this left-hand side here, trying to push up, trying to be more aggressive, get paint on the ground. They do get pushed out by pocket runners, though. We see that Stamper doing exactly what I said, staying on that bridge and just shooting paint forward to try and get the last stand off of that tower. But we do see a pretty aggressive crab play there, trying to protect their mate, but they do get taken down. Pocket runners in mid now, painting up, stopping the last stand from going any farther forward.
A good stop from the side of pocket runners. They got their lead. They did get wiped, but they did stop from losing the lead. The last stand still needs to get through that checkpoint.
Yeah, last stand has it again. They do have 2 members on the tower now. There's one down on the side of pocket runners, so they are in a pretty good position to get this checkpoint, and they do. We see the crab come out on the left side. Last stand now gets the lead here. 2 members are still on this tower. I think that's a really interesting choice to keep both of them there. But I think that, yes, the roller player was just riding it enough to be able to get on the enemy side here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the roller did take advantage of that checkpoint jump and got 2 picks, which I love seeing that. I love seeing, like, getting to a checkpoint and pushing in and getting picks. That was, like, my favorite thing in Tower. Using the tower to just get in the base and break through. They did get past the last checkpoint here. We do have a chance to just knock out here as the crab is keeping the base locked in as last stand. It does knock out.
Ooh. Good job for the last stand. They really like clutched up. They really locked in there, and they got all of their members just to be really aggressive, to push up with the tower.
I will say I am excited for Rainmaker Undertow. I don't know. I will say, now that we are missing that how the left path you had to walk through it, and now you can swim through it, I will say it is a little sad that they removed that unpaintable area. I
feel that.
Undertow.
Now it's too easy. Now you can just
exactly. You swim through it. I saw a lot of people, they would turn around and charge up the Rainmaker and use the Rainmaker blasts, like do short bursts to knock themselves across the unpaintable area. And that was cool. Like, they were doing things to get through it faster. You swim through it.
Now it's too easy.
All right, 6. The enemy is all 4 up. Are you going left or right on Undertow? You got the Rainmaker. Where are you going, left or right? What's your pick?
And if enemies all up, probably left side.
Yeah, left is always the easiest, it feels like, for Undertow. It's the safest.
I don't know about the
Safest.
I think that's just easy to get more support over there than the right side. Safer, maybe?
I mean, now that there's a cubby, you know how they added the cubby to Undertow? There's that little wall there. You can loop around. You can grab it, hug that. You have that wall to protect you.
That's true.
You have that little pit to protect you, and you can go up. You have a lot of walls that you can hide behind if you go left.
That's true. A lot of different cover there.
But yeah, Undertow is one of those maps where once both teams get the first checkpoint, it's really anybody's game. Sometimes I feel like I wanted to call it a steamrolling map, but I actually don't think Undertow is a steamrolling. Well, maybe it is now with the unpaintable area being paintable now. Maybe it is more steamrolling. But I was gonna call it steamrolling, and then I thought about Manta Maria, and I was like, maybe not. You know. maybe I could give it a little bit of slack.
I don't know what the calculations are on this, but I feel in my heart that the distance between the first checkpoint and the last checkpoint for this is not that far, because you really just have to go, you know, up a ramp.
Up and around.
Or yeah, up and
really.
around. And
Up 2 ramps only. You got that first one, and you have to make a sharp turn and just go straight.
like
Not
even
that
looking
far,
at the overhead map, it looks pretty close.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual metrics are on that though.
Looks like Pocket Runners did get pop here and have a good, pretty good hold on mid. Right here, it looks like they're just trying to get the picks that they need to push forward as one of them goes down.
Yes, we see Pocket Runners here. They are 2 down right now. We see on the right here, they are just trying to hold this area in the middle here, getting picks. Ooh, but another goes down. The Last Stand in a good position to try and get another pick on that right side there. But they kind of just ignore the stamper from the Pocket Runners, as Oh Whoa here on this left side is just getting this first checkpoint.
Great job for the Last Stand getting that first checkpoint. We're seeing a lot of aggressive play styles today. I feel like we haven't had a single game where, oh my goodness, are we gonna, okay, we can't gloss over that. Immediately, they just walked through. They just walked through that.
There was a well-placed bubble from the Last Stand that protected their Rainmaker carrier to get all the way up to 3 points remaining. But the Pocket Runners are trying to be as aggressive, trying to get these picks, trying to keep the Last Stand from getting any closer. They do have a lot of their side of the map painted now, so it's going to be a little more difficult for the Last Stand to make a play like that.
Something I do want to say is the only reason I love Rainmaker comp. But Rainmaker in open is so frustrating because people not let the Rainmaker reset. I love watching Rainmaker plays in comp because they paint it, they keep it safe, and then they push forward and let it reset while taking mid back.
They do that. They do play the game, Slat.
They do play the game. They do play the game. I'm just complaining a little bit here.
That's okay.
Counting it to my comp, to the people that play comp, because thank you. Thank
All right,
you.
looks like
From
3.
the bottom of my heart.
Yes, 3 were down on the side of Pocket Runners. The Last Stand in a good position to get this Rainmaker pushing forward. They do have it popped. They do have a lot of paint on the ground, but Pocket Runners are kind of fanned out here on their side, ready to stop any push that comes forward. Looks like the Last Stand is pretty hesitant to grab that Rainmaker, but now they do. They are pushing this left side here. One is down on the side of Pocket Runners. Can they get more picks? Can they push this forward? They don't have any specials online right now, so it is a little risky, but they're still going to try and push this forward. Even the Rainmaker gets a pick here on this left side. Another pick from Agronaut. Ooh, let's see if they can push it in. The bubbles on the tower, and they do. They get this knockout.
3 games in a row, only knockouts. Wait, no, that's not true. We had 1 game that wasn't a knockout.
That's true.
We had a game that went almost. It was almost a knockout, but almost all knockouts. Amazing job from the Last Stand here. They were really good. They did a good job. That entire time at the end there, they were just constantly getting picks. There was at least 1 player down at all times on Pocket Runners.
Yeah, I think you're correct there. They were pretty aggressive. They did push way far up, and they were just able to continue that pressure, and Pocket Runners just couldn't rebuild from there.
They just didn't really have a chance to rebuild from there. As we go on to, I was not going to lie, I almost said we were done, but we're not. We have one more game. This is best of 5. I almost said it. Does Pocket Runners turn it to a reverse sweep here, or does the Last Stand make their last stand?
I see what I did there.
Oh, see what I did there.
So clever.
Let's talk about Barnacle in Time 6. What's your opinions on this map?
I love this map.
Splat zones.
I love this map, and I love Splat Zone on this map. I love clans a little bit more, but Splat Zones for a Sploosh player, there's a lot of opportunity to shark here. A lot of different hallways you can hide in, a lot of different cover you can hide behind, especially when you're trying to go for those more aggressive plays. I feel like it is a little difficult when the enemy is pushed so far back. They do have a lot more advantage to get back in compared to other maps where sometimes the lockout is a lot easier. But here it's not, at least as a Sploosh player, there's not a lot I can do from the ground if they're hiding in the back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I love this map.
You know what's funny? I used to hate Barnacle in Time, and I don't actually fully know the reason why. I don't anymore. It's actually one of my favorite maps in Splatoon 3. Like one of the newer maps. I feel like what is completely essential, especially for Splat Zones and Rainmaker, but we're talking about Splat Zones now, is that platform, that stack on both sides. You get control of that stack after you get the zone. It's really easy to lock the enemy team back. And at least that's what I've noticed. My first goal whenever I'm playing is to get the zone and then get the enemy stack, so I can either bomb poke, I can pull my Trizuka out if I have it, or my strikes, or just keep them back.
My only complaint with that is it's not the highest point on the map. So there are still opportunities for the enemy to be a little higher up and be able to get picks off of you if you're just standing there.
That is true. Last Stand got to the zone really quickly. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get to the zone that quick. They are not playing. They want to win this game. They want to end this best of this set. But Pocket Runners do get the zone first and are counting down and knock last down.
Oh, let's go!
Pocket Runners go down by 3-6. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, Argonaut really holding it down for the last stand here. We see them pushing up. We see a lot of paint on the ground that is orange. Pocket Runners kind of held back in their own spawn right now. We see the bucket fall down. We see another fall down. The pencil player kind of holding on here, but they are getting attacked by this Zipcaster here, trying to get this pick. The Stamper does go back to the enemy stack here. It looks like it's still painted orange, though. Let's see if Pocket Runners can try and get more of their paint on the ground.
Wow, Last Stand is doing a really good job at keeping Pocket Runners in their base. Pocket Runners almost got out there and it looks bad for the Last Stand for a second there as they went a couple down, but they immediately just turned it back around and started knocking out the Pocket Runners.
I think I want to give a lot of credit to the backline here for the Last Stand. They are really holding it down as an anchor player. The rest of their team is being pretty aggressive, but as they do that, as they go down, they still have a safe place to return to continue holding this zone. And there it goes, a knockout, another one, the last one for the Last Stand.
Wow. That was almost poetic. A nice solid 3-0 from the Last Stand here for our winners semis here. That was really good. That was a really quick, concise match. If there were very important players for Splatoon, like if they mentioned a player, I'd have to agree with you. Argonaut did a really good job at providing jumps, getting good paint out, getting good cooler out. They did a really good job of that game. Shout out to Argonaut.
And we saw in those first 30 seconds, they got 3 picks off the enemy team just by being on the zone.
It was pretty good, yeah. And I think that's about it for us, 6. I think that's us, for us on the mic. Up next, it does look like we are going into winners finals next. Woo-hoo! Exciting.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. Give me a second, brain fart.
Yes. You can do this.
That's it for me in 6. You can find me over on Twitter at Slatica1. I also stream on Twitch, and I have a YouTube, Slatica. Come check me out. 6, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Slatica1, and I also make some YouTube content. You just have to look up Slatica on YouTube and on Twitch, actually. I also stream on Twitch as Slatica.
What?
Anyway, shoutouts to our upcoming commentators. That's IMAD and Chater. They're going to do a fantastic job with this final set, so stick around.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here with us. And enjoy the rest of Neon Wail 15. Have a good one.
Bye.
Well, hello everyone, and a good evening. Welcome back to the Neon Wheel. We are in our winners finals. It is I, Mad Gamer II, joined by the one and only Shader. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing great. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Shush and The Last Stand have to give us here. Winners final is a very exciting part of the bracket, especially since, double elim.
No, yeah, this is interesting. With the whole tournament being like the double elim, like you don't have that kind of pools intro that we usually have for a lot of tournaments. It just like throws you right into the heat of it. So you get 2 shots, and then you got to take the bench, But this is the teams that made it all the way through, and so this is going to be determining who goes down to the losers bracket and has to fight their way back up.
Right, exactly. So neither of these teams have lost yet. One of these teams is going to have a single loss, go down to losers, and then the other team is going to wait in grands for the winners of that losers bracket. I do love double elimination, and like you said, this tournament being only double, that means there's no kind of precursor lead, and you basically get right into the action. And that's what I really like about this tournament. You have good matches all the way through.
Yeah. And we are going to be starting off with a staple of Splatoon comp, Tower Control and Inkling Art Academy. Usually we see that towards the end. It's like the counter pick. You know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, Tower Control Inkblot, very common counter pick in Splatoon 2, still very common in Splatoon 3. I guess 2 years after the game release, that's still kind of insane. I'm still kind of reeling from the fact that Grandfest is live right now.
No, that is insane. And because it's so well played, like a lot of teams have just gotten it down to a science at this point, even with the changing meta, even with the the variety of weapons that are popular nowadays. Speaking of though, like we're seeing like kind of 2 sides of the meta right now. We got that, it's that kind of backline pencil comp, but on the other side we have the Rapid Pro, just the vanilla Rapid Pro with that vacuum, just kind of like that 2 sides of it, but really a lot of like midline coming out in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say, every time you say Rapid Pro, you're pretty much always saying Deco after it, so I totally don't believe you for saying that. And that is an early wipe on the side of The Last Stand, so Shush is gonna take that and immediately surge forward with that. You can see the 3 members already going up to that flat, while half on pencil on that tower. They do lose one of their members, 2 members now, but they have those tri-strikes are gonna go out. The Zuka also gonna go out, take, real sweet double there coming out from Joe. And that is awesome. The cooler nicely placed as well. So the tower lost for now, but of course, I was going to say the momentum hopefully not lost, but that is 2 down on the side of Shush. Jump out not quite going to work there. And so with these last cleanup picks from Argonaut here, really nice momentum push there, but only unfortunately getting them to 69. That is past that first checkpoint, which does matter a lot for subsequent pushes, but I don't think it's as far as they wanted it to go.
No, they were definitely aiming for that second checkpoint, especially with like the 2 down off the Zuka. And like as I was saying before, is like you could see like just the speed that they reacted. Like they got the 2 down and they got like the advantage, and they just absolutely went for it. Last Stand able to like come back with a counter to stall it off, but already Shush is back on the aggression, going for that second checkpoint once again.
Yeah, you can just see the chemistry and the team play that both these teams have here, but Shush right now, a lot of momentum behind this push. Balloon looking for these picks, getting 1 out of Ink right now. 2 members down on the side of their team, but they have that cooler. They do go down, but we have picks coming out from both. And Vera's on this Nautilus, just feel almost unstoppable. He took that down all the way to 44 with 3 down on the side of Shush. I believe that was delayed wipe, actually. The push is going to stop there. But again, they push it and they take another checkpoint. Again, going to make their subsequent pushes a lot easier. So momentum is, in fact, on their side right now, especially with another 3 down on the side of The Last Stand.
I suppose that they just, Last Stand just cleared out Shush from that checkpoint right after they got it, but already, like, Joe and the Beerus on the knot, already pushing right in, getting 3 down to create that advantage that they want, and they're just trying to take control of the Bats right here, going past that second checkpoint, trying to dodge the shot, but once again, just Last Stand able to get the 3 down, but it's like, so far, they haven't been able to, like, capitalize off. They haven't been able to, like, hold that space once they take it back, but maybe this will be the turning point of that, just to be able to take that first checkpoint, or the second checkpoint.
Yeah, nice pick out there from the Stamper. Unfortunately, Zipcaster not finding what it wants. Balloon here going to throw out those tri-strikes and again take back mid for Shush here. The last stand, like you said, although they had that 3 down, not exactly having the resources to capitalize on it, but they're going to try it now. They have the Zuga out, going to get that nice pick on half. That's really important. You had the Vat come out and take even more space. With that pick on Beerus on the Knot, that's 2 down on the side of Shush, and the last stand needs this momentum as we go down to the last 2 minutes of our game. Nexen getting another really nice pick, but dying to the bomb. Really unfortunate there. We got Argonaut sitting on that tower, and we're going to make it up. But you have to watch for Beerus on the Knot. You have to watch for half on the pencil. Shush has a lot of good defense running for them, and already that is 2 down on the last stand. 3 down. We make this push nearly impossible. 55 to 37 on that delayed wipe right here. We just have 1:30 left. The last stand really, well, has to make a last stand.
No, yeah, the last stand, they finally got kind of that placement that they're looking for, that advantage to get the first checkpoint, but then Shush able to clean it up, make sure they weren't able to get any points off that. But already they're back. They got that vacuum, trying to take some space. They are going to get shut down before they can really capitalize off the vacuum, but the recovery time from the last stand is keeping Shush on their toes. They're not letting them like just run away with it, be able to take the tower onto their side, but it's a struggle to get back in mid right now. Just how much orange paint is out here right now, and the aggression that Shush is putting on. They're not giving Last Stand any opportunity to take advantage. They're going to have to fight for it on their own.
Absolutely not. The Tri-Strike's making it even more difficult to come back to that tower, and that push, that pick into the Inkjet, the Zuga, wow, what's up with me, into another pick, and just more members down on the last stand, not quite able to get that full team together. Splashdown does go out. We have 30 seconds left. That tower is resetting back to mid. 2 down on both sides right now, but the members of Shush are still present on the plat of the last stand. Slowly, those members are making their way out to mid, but they don't have the mid control that they need to work ahead of this tower and to get those picks. They are going to bring the Vac out, going to get that pick on the Knot with a very, very nice effects, and looking for picks here. Balloon using those ledges to their advantage, and that is 2 down again on the last stand. We have the half on the pencil, and that, I believe, is there's the wipe, unfortunately, and with only 4 seconds left, I don't think they'll be able to get back to the tower in time. That is our first game of the set.
No, yeah, that wipeout right there is going to spell the end of the last stand's first game here. Shush going to be taking tower control and Inkblot. And just, I have to say, I don't know if it's just the play styles of these two teams or just how high level that we are seeing in this finals here, but the speed that these teams are playing is like, is very back and forth, very chaotic. You see a lot of the members just taking a lot of 1v1s, a lot of players going down constantly, but it doesn't ever shift in one team's favor for very long. It's like, even though Shush had a lot of the tower advantage, a lot of the tower control for most of that match, Last Stand was taking those fights really hard. They were pushing them off that tower, making sure they couldn't just get the KO off of that. They had a lot of mid control on times, but just weren't able to get the points from that control that they had. But just, again, they went at each other 2 down pretty much consistently, but they were still able to push objective for a good amount of points.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was possibly just from Shush having that opening momentum and getting that first push for a checkpoint, and kind of saying, like, we have that first thing, we know what we need to do for it. Almost having like a very slight mental advantage when you have the confidence of that first push going behind you. Because like you said, the speed that these teams are playing at is very high. The confidence to go for those plays, to trust your team to do what you guys have practiced and set out. So really at the end, it's just executing those things, getting, and really putting into practice what you guys have worked on.
Yeah, exactly. Now I know that Pencil and Inkblot is a very hit or miss. Like, I know Pencil is pretty popular in general, but Inkblot is one of those maps where it's like, it can be pretty strong if the player itself is pretty strong with the weapon, but it still allows room for other weapons to kind of engage with that. Talk about the rapid vanilla, the pro rapid vanilla, as opposed to the deco, like we talked about, bringing that vacuum for tower control. That was a very interesting pick right there, and I kind of like the play they were going for, bringing that blaster into it. It's like, we don't see the vacuum used very often, and I think like it had the toxic mist for its sub, which could be helpful in just holding control of the tower. But here's the question: are they going to bring it back to Barnland, which is a very Pencil favored map?
Yeah, there we go. There's that Pencil. You love to see it. We're going to keep that blaster. We're bringing out the 52 deco, so that is going to be fun. We will see that splatter color screen come out. Otherwise, I believe we're pretty similar in the comps that we've got, and we are now on clams. So slightly different objective, possibly slightly different playstyle. You are going to see, especially in this neutral kind of mid round, as both teams fight, a lot of those more isolated fights. and we have a big clash in mid here as the members of the team get funneled into here. That's 2 down on both sides. We had some picks earlier, and so I believe that Clam Economy is generally going to go to Shush and taking a lot of mid, especially with Half here on that Pencil. Like you said, great map for Pencil. Going to get a lot of that area control. We do have a little trade there, Vac coming out though. Do really want to see how the Vac is going to be used on this map. We saw a little bit of it last time, but we didn't get to see a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It does great for just being able to take some of the space, be able to protect your teammates when you're trying to push the objective, especially because the clam blast gets, typically that's like the choke point in this map. For when you're playing on zones, that's the space you want to hold, but when you're trying to push into that, it can be rather difficult. So having that vacuum on hand, as well as like the screen that they're rocking alongside it, can really do some space control, be able to push the enemy out. And they're going to be getting a lot of map control right here. They're going to be gearing up to try to take the first clam basket, but here we go. Here's the vacuum on hand. They're going to pop the basket. That's going to be points on the board, but they're going to lose 3 of their members. Last one's a knot, and that's going to be the delayed wipe with only a single power clam in the basket for them. Now, I didn't see the screen pop out, which could have been helpful for them there, but the vacuum certainly did its job. But now they're on the back foot as Shush is taking full advantage of that wipeout to take space, and that's going to be another 3 down for them.
And this is what we mean by speed, literally like 10 seconds after the first push into the wipeout, into going into another push, and we are going to take the lead because, like you said, we only got that single power clam, and Tri-Strikes come out but a little bit too close as they do get taken out. Blue Joe is going to look for a way to bring this power clam in, tossing it to Half, who is retreating. They do realize that I think that pushes over. That's 3 down. Half's doing their absolute best to run away, but you can see, oh, hungry for the pick, doesn't quite get it. Yeah, that clutch jump out. As a backline player, you gotta have that X down A on lock. As somebody who jumps out a lot myself, self-preservation very important, especially since the clams don't break like they used to in Splatoon 2. You can actually do that, which is a welcome change in my opinion. But looking at clam economy and how the game is playing right now, 23 clams to none in the favor of Shush. We got Joe bringing out that Zuka, nice pick right there. The Tri-Strikes are gonna come out. And with that, looks like Shush is gearing up for another push, especially with that tacticaler nicely placed. Another 2 power clams going in for them into 2 picks, 3 picks. Believe Half on the Pencil, the only one left, classic Pencil. But still 45 to 80, a nice push there.
Man, how fast these teams are pushing. Like, I had a bit of vertigo just trying to flip around and figure out who exactly is getting the points right here. Shush literally just got the basket open, turned around, backed up, then came around to get some more points in. The last stand is just fighting to just stay in the match right now. They're looking for that space control, but just so far, Shush is denying it from them. Like, every single team fight we've been seeing right here has been in the last stand's backyard. They just don't have the I guess the manpower, the utility to like push out. They're going to be getting a 3 down out here. This might be that change here. They just got to get the clams to start backing up their advantage here. But Shush, like how quickly they're reacting, just again, the speed that they're able to perform here is like, last chance, they gotta lock this down. Like, here comes the vacuum once again, but they gotta be able to have follow-up, especially with 2 members coming in from behind. All the Gal's gonna try to stop the flank, but it's not gonna be enough. They're gonna get a wipeout, although they did get the basket open, getting a couple more clams in, but still not anywhere near that lead, and we're almost a minute left in this match.
You know it hurts to have been able to get that clam in, but that wipeout not allowing for any follow-up there. Did see a Zuka pick there on the shot, so the last stand gearing up to do something here, but that tacticaler means that those respawn times are going to be next to nothing. Balloon here looking for something on the slosher, not quite getting it 2 down on both sides. Vexen here looking for that pick. That is a trade, and that's not what the last stand wants in this scenario. Trades are basically in favor of Shush because the last stand needs that person advantage. They need to bit the aggression on, and Shush is really just not letting them. We have less than a minute left. That is a great pick there on the Nautilus, though. You can see they have the vacuum coming out. They have the clams under them. They just have to get the picks. Losing a member, but gaining 2 down on Shush. That Vac very nicely placed. We got the cooler. All going in there. The little clams. Argonaut up here taking the lead. Let's go indeed. That is going to be 3 down. Gal, the only one left alive, and so now Shush has to gear up for a counter push. With that penalty of 20, they are going to need to get more than just that single power clam in. So the last stand goal
No, that was absolutely huge for the last stand. Getting within like the last 10 seconds of this match, and able to take the lead. And just as you said, they're going to need more than a power come, so they're going to have to get that follow-up. A little bit of cushion for the last stand here to work with, but there are 2 members down, and they have some map control, but they really got to hold it down here. The ball's going to go in, and strikes are coming out. Oh, but they're going to get hit. The ball's going to go in. The lead was taken by Shush. Going to be taking the next match in the last couple of seconds of overtime.
Oh, man. Yeah, you know those tri-strikes provided the smoke screen for that clam to go in. Oh,
no, that was insane. It's like I thought
match.
for a second that they missed the basket, but it's like they were able to pop it off right before they were taken down. And then I didn't see where the follow-up came from, but they had a couple of clams ready to go. It just instantaneously just flipped that lead in.
Yeah, it was like the follow-up clam just perfectly timed to be like, you know, we're gonna open that basket and we're immediately going to take this game back. Oh man.
I'm trying
what a nail biter. Oh.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, it was very back and forth, but just slowly but surely, like Shush, even though that the last stand they had a good advantage at the beginning, they had the first basket open, Shush just like held a lot of control consistently. They were able to keep the fights on the last stand side of the map, and so whenever the last stand went in to get a push, like there was a couple times where it even got into Shush's base that just were shut down at the last minute, whether it be a flank, whether it be just the vacuum like getting filled up too fast. They just weren't able to have that kind of pressure that Shush was putting on them. I think like it is just the weaknesses of that vacuum. Like it is a very strong special for holding space and be able to protect your teammates, but if you got a lot of firepower getting shot back at you to like counter that, then it's like, okay, well there goes my protective bubble.
Right, exactly. Like, I think you could also see that the vac was popped pretty far up, like pretty close to the basket every time they were using it for the push. And not that that's a bad thing with fishing, of course, because then you're getting, you know, the ink that you need for the vac to be powerful. But it also does leave you open to being rushed down if somebody from the opposing team decides to just run directly at your side, like we saw a couple of times. And cancel that whale or result in a trade instead of the pick that you wanted. And especially when you have that whale and you're right about to make a push, you do not want to go down before that clam basket opens.
No, absolutely. And I'm very curious whether they're going to stick with the vanilla rapid deco, or I'm sorry, the rapid pro. Again, the deco's on the mind, but vacuum is good for zone. It can certainly fill it. Okay, no, they're going to be swapping off that. I was going to say, like, maybe not the best pick for zone, just having the vacuum. They could have gone the deco here, but they decided they're going to swap it up. The rapid doesn't seem to be working for them. Going for a more aggressive comp, keeping the 52, bringing out a shot instead, and having that stamper on hand for kind of their mid-line range. But they're going to be going up against the pencil as well as the bucket and the knot, so we'll see which team comes out with the range game. But right now, it's going to be 2 down off of the last stand. Shush already taking the aggressive approach.
Yeah, I know, like you said, that range game is definitely going to be played here, pencil and knot. Still going to be super dangerous to go down on both sides. Actually, Shush still relatively solidly in control of that, but you see the stamper going out, and then the jump outs from both sides, and then the whale coming out. We got a lot of range stuff coming in as last stand is able to come and take the zone, deploy that screen as well, so hopefully that helps, though that splashdown is going to do numbers. A couple of picks, but that's 3 down on the side of Shush, half on the pencil, the only one left, jumping out. And so now you can see Last Stand get a surge forward, take all of this space. This is the key. This is the speed that these teams need to play at already. You have that cooler out, and Argonaut here going to come around from the side, look, watching for a drop. Really nice sneak pick there, and that is the lead for them as well.
Yeah, Last Stand really doing a number on Shush right here. They took that fight, they turned it around. They're going to be taking the lead, but they're going to be losing 2 of their members. They kind of, that strikes just pushing them out of the zone right there, even though they're able to keep it for a little bit longer. Just going to be forcing the backup, and now it's back with, Shush was pushing up, taking that advantage, but the bomb came and took out the bucket here. Splashdown going to be trying to find someone, but they're getting just double teamed right here by the 2 members of the Last Stand. 2v2 situation, 3 down for Shush right here. The pencil is just going to be trying to back it up. They do take that lead, but lose a lot of map control in a trade right there. So Last Stand, they got to be able to keep this space. They got to be able to keep the Shush out. But with the strikes and just the, again, the pressure that Shush is putting on it is going to be difficult.
Absolutely, and I think something that's been huge for Shush this whole time is half on that pencil not dying every time. You can see the tri-strikes coming out of the zone, and half's gonna Gonna jump out again, but not going to die, and that is so important for keeping the space. That is going to be the lead for the last stand. They do lose their gal. Actually, both gals are gone, so Zipcast are going to come out here from last stand.
Ooh.
Does get a nice pick. Stampers working on this, really nicely done. They're going to look for the second pick. Not quite going to get it. Balloon still alive on that slosher. Has the benefits of the tactical as well. We're going to see those tri-strikes so important coming out from Blue here. The Wail as well. That is going to take control for Shush, but very quickly that's control flipping back to last stand. That is a pretty hefty penalty though, so now Shush has a little bit more time to regroup, to breathe. Joe here going to come around on the side, looking for some picks, bringing out that wall, really nice. But unfortunately, wall not going to last quite long enough for them to get that jump can.
I really thought last stand was able to hold that right there. They did lose the zone right at the last second. They're going to be playing on the hefty penalty that you're talking about, but they were able to take 2 members of Shush down with them. They didn't go completely wiped out, but somehow, Shush still held on to that advantage, able to get the delayed wipe here. They're going to be taking a lot of space right here and going to be out of penalty points, going to be going for those points as well, but already the last stand's trying to take that zone back. They got the pencil down, the 52 is down. The last 2 members are going to be backed up right here, and the zone is going to flip for the last stand. Going to be putting more penalty onto Shush here, and just going to be keeping that lead. A nice double from Vexen right here, and they're going to be absolutely pushing that space, no doubt. Ooh, here comes the Zook is coming out. They're just looking for the players. As soon as those strikes come online, like, you know that the Shush is going to be pushing with that. Wail's going to be trying to find some players here. Almost out of penalty points for the last stand. Shot's going to be going down. That's going to be their cue to push right in. Strikes are online, and here they come. 2 members of the last stand are down. 52 from Shush is down, but that was all I needed. They got a minute left, and they took the point, or they took the zone back from the last stand before they're able to get to that KO. So it is just going to be a fight for time at this point.
Fight for time indeed, but Hav is able to hit that pick there, and that's going.
Oh no! I don't know
summing out. Last stand is hard pressed. Come back seconds of the game.
We're always a fight for the last point right there. 3 members down. Oh, Shush is going to take it. They're going to take it right at the last second. Once again, they just swept it right out from under last stand here. And they just... I couldn't even tell what happened. Just like, it was a fight for that zone right there. But once the last stand lost 3 of their members, they just did not have the paint to fight for that zone. If they were able to cap it just once, they could have stayed in the game a little bit longer.
Yeah, technical difficulties preventing me from commentating over that, but that was crazy. Honestly, again, I mean, like, that score does not tell the whole story of what happened in this match. Those, especially those last 2 games that we just saw, both of these teams, really good plays, really good awareness of the space and the objective. Exactly what we need to do.
No, absolutely. It's like Clans, Barnacle and Dime. The last stand took the game, or took the lead 10 seconds down. Shush said, nah, fam, we're gonna come back and take it back in overtime. And they came back and took in overtime again for Zone's Mahi. Just like, last stand was making their last stand slowly inching their way up towards taking a game off of Shush, but just somehow Shush, they clutched up. They had the fight that they needed. They took the win where they wanted it, and then they were able to just capitalize off that and get the points off of it. So that's going to send last stand to the loser bracket, keeping Shush on deck for grand finals. But that last stand, they got another chance. Like I said, this is double elimination. They have a chance to go through loser bracket and fight their way back up to finals. And who knows, maybe they'll face Shush again in the grand finals.
Yeah, we'll see if Last Stand can, well, make that losers run that last stand. Until then, though, we are going to take a quick break while we get a couple rounds of losers ready for you guys to see. We will be right back. Stay fresh. Catch you in a couple minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Neon Wail. I hope you all are doing amazingly tonight. If you're just joining us, I'm Cater, and I'm joined here today by IMAD.
Hello, 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 and welcome back. We are just getting into our semifinals of the losers bracket. Going to figure out who's going to be fighting their way back up to face Shush in the grand finals. Who's going to be winning this losers bracket to get their another chance at glory? We're going to find out.
Absolutely. We have here Regis Steele versus Tupac back, and in only a best of 3 set, which seems a little fast, but honestly, I think that's kind of fair. I am so used to a lot of matches being best of 5, especially as you get into the later rounds of tournaments. That seeing a best of 3 this late on surprised me just a little bit.
It's even crazier. I'm pretty sure, like, we were just talking about how it's been a week since Riptide. Riptide was like all best of 5s, like every single set.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what bracket you're in was best of 5. So just crazy to me. So, but you're right. It's like seeing best of 3s again is just, I gotta adjust. But it is more typical for the loser bracket because like we don't want to keep the grand finals winner waiting. Like they're gonna be sitting there waiting for whoever is in loser bracket to come up and face them. So we want to be able to make sure that they have an opportunity to get that going before they cool off too much.
Yeah, definitely. I think speed is completely fair, especially in the losers bracket. So best of 3 is not bad at all. We're gonna take a look at the maps that we have here. First up, we have Ship-Shaped Tower, which I believe we have seen on stream before. Not us two, of course, the previous commentator block that we had on, but we will be returning here just with a couple of different teams.
Yes, indeed. Now, of course, for tower control and ship shape, ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. This is one of those maps where like momentum, well, actually I say that tower control is all about momentum. If you have the momentum, you're usually going to be getting points off of that. But this one in particular, especially for where the checkpoints are situated, it can be really difficult to stop a push in its tracks unless you have a good team coordination or some good special usage. Because if, like, especially if we're talking about, Neon Wail, a lot of mid to high level teams playing, or just like we're in losers semifinals, either way, teams are going to be knowing what they're doing. They're going to be knowing where they want to go, where they want to set up, and that's going to be difficult to fight against. So if the defending team is able to counterattack when they're on the off foot, like that's going to be key in just holding this down. We could see a back and forth match because of that, or we could just see a queen sweep next game. Who knows?
Yeah, I really do hope that we get a show, but it's getting a little late in the tournament. These teams are tired. They're in losers. The pressure is on. Both of these teams have that one loss. They're one away from getting knocked out of the tournament entirely. So sometimes teams just say, screw it. We have to end this match so that we can get this over with quickly so that we can continue to our next set. Really, it's, again, all about the matchups, that's higher speed, higher caliber that we're seeing going into these matches, especially since, like you said, these teams kind of get into it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of mindset this late in the tournament. You've been playing with these people so long. You know what works, you know what doesn't. And maybe you don't exactly know how your opponents are going to play, but you kind of have a pretty good idea from being around the comp scene and observing things.
Exactly. Now, like, it's not Inkblot tower control. Like, it hasn't gotten that far. Ship shape is new enough where, like, there's still some versatility, some, like,
it's no
things
Mako
that teams are figuring out. Yeah, exactly. And, like, there's still a lot of things that, like, can still be perfected, still be figured out from teams playing the game. What I want to say is, like, we saw some pro rapid in the last match or the last set. I think that would be an excellent pick right here, just as a backline weapon. It has some of the same range and same pressure that say a pencil has, but being tower control, especially if you're rocking that Wail, it's a very narrow map. If you're rocking the Deco version, it can just put on a lot of pressure from a good amount of range.
Absolutely, that Wail is awesome. That AoE is awesome, especially any ledges. We're talking about the pencil. Pencil likes to have those little outlooks, and you can really kind of say, hey, I'm not going to let you stand there, you have to move, otherwise my AoE is going to kill you. We are going to load right into this match. We'll see what these teams have decided to bring out.
Ooh, all right, here we go. All right, of course we're gonna. Ooh, okay, so we have the pencil. We're not gonna talk about that. It's to be expected, but we're gonna be seeing a decaf coming out from Regis Steele here. That's going to be one of the more newer picks that's been seen in lately. He's going to have that bubble on hand, an excellent just tower matchup, just being able to defend the tower with the bubble and still have kind of the range and paint to contest, as say that they are going to be going down to the 52. Two back, already on the aggression. 2 members of Registeel down, and they're going to be taking that first control of tower.
Yeah, we got that nice jump camp there, and that's going to be two down on the side of Registeel. You can see they have control of that tower, and getting in, and that third pick is really nice there. My technical issues are coming in again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Rexy here on that tower, painting for cooler again already. You can see Tupac back very nicely, already getting past that first checkpoint on to this second one here. Nice cooler going up. That is 2 down. That is going to slow down the momentum a little bit though. Rexy able to get that nice pick. Looking for another. Caught in the corner with the mint though, and not quite gonna make it out of there alive. Nonchalant gonna go up. You see this aggression already going up so far, and looking for the even more of those picks. This is what this weapon is so good at.
Dang, I was half expecting to see that one and done run from Tupac right there, but Registeel able to clean that up, make sure they couldn't get to that third checkpoint. So I want to talk about kind of what Tupac is running right here. They are going completely back on this. We saw how quickly they were able to go for those first couple of picks in the beginning of the match, and they were able to capitalize. I keep going, putting on the pressure, not letting Registeel recover. Now, of course, we're going to be seeing 2 more members of Registeel down, and they're going to be getting a trade off of that, but it's just the last main member. And it's like, again, Tupac is just so quick to like put on the aggression. They have the blast with that bubble, so they're able to match the decav, but the rest of their weapons are just so mobile, it's hard to pin them down.
Yeah, speaking of matching the decav, whoa, that was a nice double in one shot. Looking for another pick. Slosh is going to be just a little too fast to get that, but that was so satisfying to watch. We do still have lead on the side of Tupac back, having that cooler out, having that tower control, but mid still relatively in control of Registeel here, though Tupac back is looking to change that with that Wail coming out here. They do lose the Gale, they lose the stamp here as well. Snipe the pencil, nice cancel there. And so not gonna quite, they do push that tower relatively far all the way up, pretty much to where it was before the Registeel has these specials. They are going to see the Zuka come out, look for these picks here, the tri-strikes as well. Both of these specials going to clear a lot of space, and the cooler going to come out, just classic push behavior coming out from Registeel here. We're going to see if they're able to take it all the way up to that second checkpoint. They need to hit it in order to get that lead.
Yes, indeed. They were able to knock out the first checkpoint from their last push, and they put on enough pressure. They weren't allowing Tupac to get too many more points off of their push, so they still have control of the tower. They have some good map control. They're going to be losing 1 or 2 members down, but still maintaining good control of the map, and that's what you want to see. No matter if you're losing 1 or 2 players, like as long as you're able to hold the advantage, not let the other team push up and take that space that you want, then you can kind of recover and go back right into that next push, and that's exactly what Registeel is doing right here. Close to getting that lead. They just got to touch the checkpoint, like you said, but 2 members are going to be going down. The bomb are coming out. They're going to be rushing the last couple of players, and the pencil is going to get overwhelmed. Oh, but the decap comes in, gets a 3 down. That's going to be a delayed wipe off of Tupac. Registeel back on the tower, going for the second checkpoint once again.
They are so close. They're going to take that down. All they have to do is tap that, and there is the lead for them. Cooler on the tower. Jump's going to come in. They have members going down. That is a wipe up, but that is okay, because they have that lead now all the way at 25. So now Tupac back, you can see them going to take all of this space in mid, using that wipeout to the full advantage. And now Registeel just has to hold on for the remaining minute and change here, and they already are doing a great job of that 3 down on the side of Tupac back. You can see that is a wipeout again, and so Registeel going to take that tower, going to take back control of mid. They are in an extremely solid position right here. 2 specials on the line, and painting for more. You just know that Zuka and that tri-strike are going to come out and take so much area from Tupac back, when what they need to be is pushing into mid themselves. But with the bubble and with everything coming out, is so much more difficult. The stamp's going to come into the bubble. The mid's somehow going to just barely evade that, but that is still a wipeout. And this close to the end of the game, that is not where Registeel wants to be. Tupac back is going to hop on this tower, take this back. We're going to see where this last 35 seconds of the game takes us.
Last 30 seconds, we're going to be seeing, oh my goodness, all right, 3 members of Tupac back going down. And something I wanted to point out, like with this particular map, with how far the tower got pushed up there, the amount of time it takes to reset that tower, like both times, Registeel was able to respawn, come back, get 3 members off of Tupac down before the tower even reset to mid. With that amount of time on there, having the advantage or having the lead at this late in the game, like that's exactly what you want, and they are just locking it down. They are not letting Tupac back get anywhere close to the tower. A nice wipeout to clean it up and just take the first match.
Yeah, in theme with what we've been seeing on stream so far, another really tense overtime push, but like you said, Red still able to come in, get that wipeout, clean it up. A really nice match for them. Wow, that push to 25 was so nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like they had a little bit of a falter there. Like they were so close to getting to that second checkpoint, you know, about 45 points there. It looked like Tupac was able to fend them off, but Registeel, again, just like they kept their cool. They kept things under control. They didn't back up as far as they didn't back up too much. They backed up just enough to stay alive, get the respawn, get the players coming back in, but then they were ready to rock and roll. They were able to get a couple more down off of Tupac and just get right back into the next push, keep the tower moving, and after that, just the tower could not get past the midline. It just continually was on Tupac back's side of the map for the rest of that game.
Yeah, you talked about not going back too far and not dying and not giving up that presence on the tower is what enabled Registeel to bounce back from that little falter and say, you know, you clear us out for a second, but we have jumps coming in. We still have special meter that we didn't die and we didn't lose it, and so we can come back and follow up this push with another push and
exactly
just continue with what we were doing. Really nice there. We're gonna move to Clam Blitz again now. Museum Dolphoncino. Interesting.
I talked about, you know, ship shape, tower control in general is like if it can get into a very snowball, one team can run away with it. I'd say Clam's Museum is the complete opposite. Just because of where the clam basket is positioned, it can be very hard to get to the clam basket, or even more so, continually hold space to keep the basket open, just because the defenders have a lot of high ground to be able to just push the enemy out. So unless you see a wipeout, I don't imagine we're going to be seeing too many high point pushes at one given point. It's going to be a lot of smaller pushes, just a little bit of chipping away at it as both teams are trying to get at it. Now, of course, again, keeping space is the name of the game, and of course we saw the pencil in play in the last match. Museum is very similar, like especially if you get that pencil up on the spinner in mid, it just has a lot of open space to work with, so whoever can like keep control of more of that space for the more of the game will give them kind of that leg up when they're trying to go for the basket.
Absolutely, you love to see that pencil get set up in mid. It's basically their playground once they have that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're gonna see that mid come out. Hopefully some real nice plays from them. Good old blaster and such.
I'm very curious. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm curious like Tupac's plan on here. Like they're still gonna be sticking with the aggressive comp. You know, you want to see that for Clam Blitz. But again, it's on Museum. We're going to see a lot of open spaces here, and they're going up against a decap, a pencil, a bucket of all things. Like, they're going to be hurting for the range. Like, they can keep the pain up, they can keep the aggression going, but unless, here we go, they're getting those picks. They got the 3 down. This is where they're going to be able to shine with that short range comp. Like, if they let Registeel set up like they want to, they weren't going to be able to hold as much space, but already they're on the aggression. They're ready to get that basket open.
Yeah, Zuka didn't get the pick they wanted, though, and also that counter Zuka came out pretty much almost immediately. So they're having 11 clams. Like you said, that aggression, they're really trying to have that pay off here. I don't even know if they intended to make a push there. They really just kind of wanted to set their best foot forward and claim some territory. But with that, the cooler coming out, all these tri-strikes and everything, even the bubbler coming on mid from the side of Tupac back, but they are slowly losing a couple of members. That mid decap does go down, though, and we have the Zuka coming out as well. Lots of picks coming out from both sides, really, but that clam economy still solidly in favor of Tupac back, having that power clam, though Blaster forced to disengage just a little bit. Oh, nonchalant with that nice, very satisfying direct. I mean, I just like seeing that. I can't imagine how they felt. And already, again, we see the aggression again here coming out from Registeel, really where it matters. Though the pencil forced to back up just a little bit. They're going to throw out that cooler. Power clam also going to expire. I don't know. Backing up, gave up that ground with that shot going down. I don't know if they're going to be able to make this push happen. Oh.
Yeah. It is like very stall out right now. Like this is kind of what I was talking before. Is like they have the clams. You know, like when Tupac first pushed up, they didn't really have a lot of clams to get in the basket. But Registeel, they've got the clams and they have so much space around the basket here. But it's like that one last bit, that last couple of meters, just cannot get through the choke point that Tupac is just locking down. They are keeping that defense tight. And as much as Registeel has control of their plat, they can't get control of the basket, and that is what gets you the points right here. And so they're going to have to be forced to back up and just let Tupac kind of take some more space and let things reset a bit.
Ooh, that 3 down is going to be big for 2-pack back. Getting those clams under them, you can see, and that clam spawn right there is super nice as well with that direct pick and the cooler coming out. Though you have to watch for the suction bomb on there. Looks like 2-pack back is looking for something to happen here. They have the power clam. Going to go down to that Zuka, though. Very nice Zuka and the bubbler from the top here protecting the pencil. Also, I love the implication that the Inklings and Octolings use the metric system, which I guess would make sense that they are using, the leftover remnants from human civilization. I find it funny because we don't actually know what measurement system they use. Anyway, we got 2 down on the side of 2-pack back, so despite having, they do have that power clam, they have the jumps coming in, they have that tactical lure. Gotta watch for the bucket though, no ledge is safe with the slosher around. Oh, speaking of,
nice splat right on the jump of that zap. Like they thought they were safe, but just backed up right into the hailstorm with that slosher. 12 clans in possession of Registeel. 2 members of 2-pack are up. They have the bubbler here a little bit earlier than they want. They typically want to get that under the basket for the hole, but they're going to be looking for some sort of follow-up from that. But just right now, too many players of 2-pack are up. Too many specials are getting popped right here. Blaster goes down, shot goes down. Oh, but they're gonna get the basket open. They're gonna be popping that first power clam, and we'll see if they have any follow-up. They did lose 2 of the members here, and it doesn't appear they'll have enough space. Oh, I say that as 52 goes down, but no, the decap is gonna trade here. Basket's gonna close. But with how slow this game is going, like we got a minute left here, and only 1 basket's been open so far. That might be the winning push.
I was gonna say, most circumstances you would not say 80 is a winning position. Oh, Rexy having to watch all those 4 clams. But we got some jumps coming in. We have that power clam going in. We're gonna have the little clams go in. That is going to be lead here for 2-pack back. They have that bubbler, like you said, or actually not bubbler, sorry, cooler underneath the basket in a nicely positioned right here. And we do have more members coming in. 3 clams and able to jump out without dying here. So all the way down to 44. The members of Registeel struggling a little bit to clean this up, especially with that shot, getting the pick there, or the trade there. Basket finally closing at 44, but suddenly that bar has been set so much higher for Registeel, and they only have 32 seconds left to execute this. They have this power clam. They definitely can do it. Bubbler's already gonna go out, and so is the cooler in mid here. That's a nice pick. Nonchalant here is gonna look for something farther forward. You can see they're tossing clams, trying to possibly make another power clam. They have to get something in. 2 down on the side of 2-pack back is going to make an opening for them. They do open the clam basket, but they do not have that space to work with. We have the single push. That clam is going to go in, take it to 44. That is the lead in the last 5 seconds for Registeel. And, oh, no, the miss. Now we're in overtime. I wanted to see that clam go in so bad.
Oh, that would have been an epic end to that right there. Is going to be just a couple of clams. 2-pack has an opportunity to take this back. We have overtime. They have to move here. 2 members down. They got to get this power clam in now, or they're not going to have enough time. Ball comes out. 3 members down, and that's going to be the lead back for 2-pack. They're going to steal it back the last second. Oh my goodness. That was the thing I was going to talk about. Like, Registeel, with the range, they have enough, their weapon kit allows them to kind of brute force their way through, which is kind of the defaulto object or a style that a lot of teams go for with this map. But with the shorter range comp that 2-pack had, they can go for the speed, the sneaky plays to get around. We saw the jump going in for their first push. That's how they can get in. And we saw, like, once the backs are closed, because they missed that last power clam, they had overtime. And so when they were able to king it back around, they just went for it. They just wasted no time. They got the 2 members down and were able to slip right in and get that last basket open.
Absolutely. I mean, lead take back to lead take back. Getting those 2 power clams in overtime was just so clutch. And you could see them tossing them to each other. I think they knew. They were like, if we break the basket and then we try and get the lead with the little clams, we are probably all going to go down before we can do that. But if we make the 2 power clams and get them both in at the same time, then we'll be able to take lead. I mean,
Absolutely.
They probably didn't think of that consciously, but so much time of playing the game, so much time of working together gives you this instinctual knowledge of what you need to do, what is best. Is it worth the trade-off to have a constant marker of where you are on the screen, but be able to get 20 points at once instead of 3 at a time?
No, but I think that's a good point. Like there had to be in a call out that came up and say, hey, let's make clams. Like consolidate clams, like get that going. And then when they were in position, they're like, all right, let's go for it. And they just went for it. And like it could have easily, like if they had missed, if the pencil had taken them down, like it could have gone the other way, but they were able to like execute that incredibly well to take that back. And so now we are a match point, 3rd game. This is gonna decide who's gonna go to losers finals here. Zones on Hacklefish Market.
Yeah, Hacklefish Zones time. Oh boy.
Oh, goody
yeah.
goody! You sound so excited.
Yeah. I don't have any bad feelings about Hagglefish Market. It's just that I like playing other maps more than Hagglefish.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Hagfish is like the Splatoon 3 version of like Makamortar Inkling. It's just like it's very popular, but it means that it gets played a lot, especially because it was a launch map. So like we've had it for the entirety of Splatoon 3 so far.
Yeah, so it's not bad by any means. It's a classic, but sometimes it gets a little stale for me. It doesn't have to be, though, especially when we're getting a show just like this. I was going to say we did have an early pick from Tupac back. Wail coming out, though. They're trying to keep control of that. But with that 3 down, Registeel is going to come back and take this cooler on the zone very nicely right there. And now you can see they're going to work to take the space above this. But Tupac back says absolutely not. The blaster is going to run in here. Just so aggressive. Even with barely any paint under them, they're already going in, narrowly avoiding that pick. Nice. The wreck there on the mint as well. They're going to go for another pick. Does get that trade. Or, well, you know, pick. Super nice. Pencil here also getting in super slick picks from this really nice position back where they are. Cooler going to come out as well. Mean fight on the zone with those tri-strikes coming out. And, of course, the counter cooler from Tupac back. And, yeah, it was because I couldn't really tell who that zone was going to go to. But with that pick on from Nonchalant on the mint here, that Registeel is going to win that firefight.
I was like, what is going on? Like, first of all,
yeah.
Tupac back had 2 players down, and they were still holding the zone. Like, I don't know what kind of paint buff they had running that time. It's just like they held it on for so long. It's like I even thought like Registeel had taken the zone, and then Tupac flipped it right back. Like this is gonna take 3 members of Tupac down for Registeel to finally get that lead back. It's just like the insane lockdown that Tupac had, just how much they were the whole space right there. I don't even know what they were running, but it was working. Right now, Registeel, they have the zone, they have the lead, and they're going to be ticking away towards KO unless Tupac can bring it back.
Yeah, we have that, the Cooler and the Zuka and the Wail on lock, though, so all of those things are going to be coming out here. 20 remaining. Got the Zuka coming out, got the Bubbler to protect the Zuka. Really, really nice team play there, and you can see that zone flipping back very quickly, though. Pencil there getting a pick, Bucket going down as well. So, generally even person advantage here, though. Tupac back is going to have to go on the advantage. You can see just the positioning of this Pencil here really nicely taking space and saying, in terms of Tupac back, I'm not going to let you come and take this space. And with that Zuka pick, that's going to be super nice. Looking for a second there. We have the bubble coming out. Oh, and the blaster not quite able to get the pick that they were looking for. Somehow, though, Tupac back, again, still in control of the zone, even with those members down. Like you said, something is going right for them with paint. I think it's the combination of having that shot, the Gal, and the Zap, just constantly having that paint enabling that blaster. And so even with only 12 remaining, Registeel now has that hefty 61-point penalty. We've got multiple Zugas on the field here and the Cooler as well. Tupac back gonna look to take this zone.
I think you're exactly right. Just the fact that both the 52 and the Zap are always up at any given point, and then you throw on the 52's wall on top of that, like they can both throw out a lot of paint and just keep Registeel from being able to paint the zone. And because of that, we're going to be holding on to the zone. They're going to get that player advantage. They do lose their blaster in the process, but even if they go a couple players down, they've shown they can just back up. That, hey, we're just going to paint the zone. We're going to shoot out over there. Registeel going to be flipping it back around, keeping it in their favor, but we got a minute and a half left. And with how fast Tupac has been able to flip it, look, they're already going back for his own. Like, Registeel can't turn away for even a second, and Tupac is going to be, hey, I see that zone. I'm going to take it back.
Exactly, like you said, those walls, they are just tanking all of the ink that could have been going onto zone. The Cooler's gonna come out on zone. Oh my god, what are they doing? Able to get the trade on that Pencil, but that is still huge for Tupac back because we're seeing the picks though. Oh, but we do see, oh my gosh, just both of these teams getting really, really incredible clutch picks here. The Pencil has come back. That's a super nice bubbler, enabling the blaster to now poke at this Pencil and say, you are not going to have that 10 position anymore. And look at where that timer is. We have 2 down on the side of Registeel. 13, 12, 11. That is going to be the lead for Tupac back. And we are taking down to the single digits. The members of Registeel coming out, but I don't know if we're going to be making it in time with all that paint that Tupac back has. Keeping the zone. That is our set. Woo!
Hey. That blaster was in such a clutch position. They single-handedly kept back Registeel for the last couple of points that they needed. I don't know if they got as many of the picks that they wanted, but just the fact that they had the bubbler like right in their face. They had to devote all their attention, all their paint, and their resources to moving the bubbler, and the zone was ticking away. Like as soon as those penalty points were gone, 2-Pack they were in a good position. Like they were exactly where they wanted to be, and then we saw right at the end how much green was on that side of the zone that just Registeel couldn't get back in time to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, 2-Pack holding the zone, like sometimes they would have like just 2 players and all 4 of Registeel would be generally in the vicinity of the zone, and they would still keep it for far longer than you would expect. So having that super paint heavy comp to enable that blaster to get them in those positions, like you said, with the bubbler, forcing the pencil and the other members of Registeel back just for long enough to take that zone and take that lead. Oh my goodness. Oh, so nice.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it comes back to like what Registeel is bringing. They could definitely brute force their way through. They could hold an incredible defense, but with how quick and short range the 2-Pack was, like they really played the mind games with Registeel there. Like they were all over the place. We saw the blaster, the 52 just come in from the sides. Like even though they were constantly putting paint out, they were also just like putting pressures from both sides. Just could not figure out which way to turn. So Registeel ended up just like crumbling underneath the amount of like speed and pressure that was getting thrown at them. And so even with like kind of a range advantage, it just really fell apart for them right at the end.
Yeah, that's not to say they didn't have any good moments. Of course, that range really afforded them
absolutely.
well in this. Yeah, I know. In those first couple of games, just wanted to point that out as well. Both of these teams really showcasing incredible team play here. Man, what a set! I almost get sad that this is double elim because that means the team that loses goes out. It makes me a little sad because they have a great run, but at the same time, that's when you get the speed, the importance of these matches, the pressure being on. That's the beauty of double elimination right there. So, with losers semis being done, we are going to move to losers finals, and that is going to be 2 teams that we are now familiar with. 2-Pack back, the winner of that last set, going up to face the Last Stand, who we did see lose to Shush, who is now currently waiting in grand finals. So the way that this works, if you're not familiar with double elimination, that the winner of the losers match goes up to grand finals to fight the winners finals, and if the winners of winners bracket win, then that's the tournament. But if they lose in double elim, the rule is you need 2 set losses to lose. So then we go to a bracket reset where both teams have 1 loss, and the winner of the bracket reset is the whole tournament. So it sounds complicated, but it's just like, you remember, teams need 2 set losses to lose to be out of the tournament. That's how that.
It's kind of like, I don't know if this is a good analogy, but like tennis, like you have to be 2 up in order to win it.
Or like
if you tie it up, you gotta keep going.
Too. Yeah. There's some other sports that do that, and like, of course, that means that sometimes the grands and bracket reset can make the tournament drag on. Like, not necessarily a bad thing, but I do remember casting a tournament once that went to a game 14 because their grands was best of 7, and then they had a bracket reset that was also best of 7, and it was honestly, those teams were awesome. It was a really good show, but I think by the end of it, they were as tired as we were.
No, absolutely.
The price we play for some good Splatoon action,
No, it's like, you're right. It's like, it can be, well, we've seen some really quick sets for like the main bit of this tournament, but it's like once you do get into like that grand finals, when you get into like the top cut, like all these good teams, like they will go to those game 5s, they will go through the bracket reset, and that can just kind of like stall things out. Like, it's great entertainment to watch, but on the production side, our fantastic streamer Pipe Dream has been on duty just since 7 o'clock Central, and so it's like, if it goes any longer, it's like it will be a long time. But you know what? That's what we sign up for. We're here for it, and so just major thanks to production for just sticking it out.
Absolutely. And I mean, for these players too, especially this late in the tournament, it almost kind of becomes a stamina game, a mentality game. And with these teams being well established, knowing each other, it's probably a lot, they've got experience, right? These teams play in tournaments all the time. They know each other. They know how to keep morale up. But that really is a learning curve. I remember like playing competitive. That was something that my team worked on a lot. If we had a rough set, if we had a rough tournament run, taking that time to recollect and say, guys, we can't let this loss affect us going into the next game. It's going to be fun, and we're going to keep playing at the level that we can play at. It's a really valuable skill to have.
No, absolutely. And I think like going to like the grand finals thing, like right now we have Shush just kind of waiting for losers bracket to finish, and they're cooling off. They gotta stay active in order to be ready for when losers finals finish. But again, is like you said, that kind of mind game, that the mentality of it is like they're cooling off, whereas whoever comes out of winners finals, like, or sorry, losers finals, like they might be a little bit more exhausted, haven't been playing more, but they're also fresh from the fight. They're ready and rocking to go.
Absolutely. And it's like, you know, the room, are you gonna go play Anarchy Open? Are you gonna make like somebody at Riptide and open Terraria on the stream
Oh my
set?
goodness.
Or, you know, FNAF, are you gonna that did happen for those of you that weren't at Riptide when we had some downtime. A couple of players connected because we had you know, we had the stream setup, we had the big stage with the main screen, and then we had monitors in front of every player so that you could see every person's POV. And a couple of people, while waiting, decided to pull up some other games and broadcast those to the audience. That was super fun. But yeah, super important to stay warm between those sets, especially as you're waiting for a couple of those sets. Again, unfortunately, that's just how it is for winners in double elimination. You got some pros, you got some cons, but we have the maps for this wonderful best of 5 losers finals. We're going to be getting with Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge.
Ooh, see, I rather like Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge. It's a very chaotic map mode. I rather just knock it out from the beginning. It's like you don't want to have this as like the matchmaking set just because of how close it can get. You know, with Scorch Gorge is pretty open in the middle. You know, you have a pretty easy checkpoint if you have that kind of control. But getting those last couple of points, like that's when it gets down to the wire. Because the closer you get to the enemy spawn, the much harder it is to get those points. So whoever can get it the farthest, which basically is the epitome of Rainmakers, like it's very rare where you see a dunk on the map. So it's like who can get the most points is kind of what we're going to be seeing here. Right,
you kind of just inch it forward. How far up to that KO can you get? Again, like you said, essence of Rainmaker, but there's some maps out there that you'll see a KO just in this blink of an eye, and that's relatively common. This is not one of them. So these teams might just be in it. They might just be in it for the long haul. We'll see.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've seen a Rainmaker Scorch dunk in a competitive tournament. It's just like, it's not usually done. Like, you need a wipeout on a wipeout just to get up there. It's insane. You know what? Watch them. They're just gonna go ahead. Hey, you know what? We hear you. We hear you. We're gonna go ahead and dunk it just for your viewing pleasure. Like, they're gonna do it right here in the losers finals.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I swear the players have the stream open and are listening to us. Like, hey, you know what? We're going to entirely prove you wrong. You make these predictions? Nah, we're good.
Commentators curse? Now it's just the players trolling us.
And of course, I know most players know that. We're like, players being funny? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure like Balloon
Too
from
late
Shush
for me to make actual
is in the
jokes.
chat.
Oh gosh.
They're
Take
waiting.
those
They're
weapons.
like, hey,
Shush is waiting on you.
hurry up.
So yeah, yeah. Just use your mind powers to make this set go faster.
Collectively, if we all focus together, maybe perhaps we can get all the players in the lobby. If only. Oh goodness. Okay, so like you said before, like the Last Stand and Tupac, we've seen them play
Please,
before.
I mean, we are picking weapons, so like they are all varied.
Oh my goodness. Okay, weapons though, like what do you think we're gonna be seeing there? Like we've seen Tupac and the Last Stand play before. Like Last Stand very much into the rapid backline. Tupac back on this. Like we are seeing another clash of the backline versus the backline list, and I'm honestly not sure which will come out on top because you have the Rainmaker mode versus the openness of Scorch Gorge.
Well, let's load and take a look. Of course, Tupac back. bringing that comp that we saw. We get to see Hede. Yay! I love heavy splatling. That's the way.
Heck yeah. Now things are getting interesting.
See on stream. Argonaut bringing that out, and then we got a fun little roller too. I really want to see some good plays from that roller. I think it's going to be very, very fun. You're gonna bring out that cooler pretty early, as you know, as you do, and we're just gonna see that this mid fight come out here. Ooh, nice pick on the side.
No, yeah, like we see Tupac with kind of the
last stand. Oh my gosh, nice wipeout on the side of the last stand. You can see this already going. Rollers. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna be seeing 3 down from Tupac right there. Finally gonna get the checkpoint from the last stand. And like, even though Tupac is running the aggressive comp that we've seen before, with the last stand, like they have the balance of having that roller, having that shot, but then they also have the midline range of the edit and the stamper right there. And they're gonna be getting it up to 38. Again, we're gonna be looking at like little points, who can get the farthest, inching it forward. And right now the last stand still holding on to some map control in Tupac's base. Like they gotta get that Rainmaker out of there, so if they lose too many members, like I said, 3 members down, that shot's trying to hold them off, but they gotta get that Rainmaker to reset, or it could be disastrous. They pick up Tupac's last stand's gonna pick it up, go for the points, can you get the 21, 18, 17, oh my goodness, under 20 and 3 members down. This is looking they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna get that KO. They're gonna prove us wrong, and here comes Evernaut. No, the deny! What point?
Well, we might not be seeing that dunk that we originally wanted. So close and yet so far, that 1 point remaining. I mean, it just for Tupac back to win that they're gonna need this KO. I mean, that Rainmaker is still there, but of course they're gonna want that to reset. And so now the bar is set as high as it can possibly be without just having that KO. Oh, whoa. Just chilling here. That would have been really funny if they got that pick. I love when Carbons do funny things like that. But we are gonna see Last Stand just pick up this Rainmaker again, not even giving Tupac back a chance to get some points on the board. Already a pick coming out from this Rainmaker again. Argonaut knows exactly what they're doing, as any good Splatling should have experience carrying that Rainmaker. And unfortunately, they are gonna go down to the funny blaster shot there. Or not, or maybe it was the Zuka, I don't know. But we have the Wail coming out. We did have that Bubbler coming out as well. So back, gonna use these specials to take some more control back. You can see, oh, whoa, on this Carbon. Hello? That, I don't know if it was the stream buffer, but like, I didn't see the roller even pointing in the direction of that pick. I think that was just some roller hitbox. Roller hitbox funny moment.
Hitbox funny moment indeed. And just like, Last Stand, they're not letting Tupac get set up at all. Like, look at that. Oboe on the Carbon really just going ham right now. Like, with the amount of paint that they have right here, it can just move freely, do whatever the heck it wants. Like, they just cannot stop it right now. They have to be able to regroup right here. They have to be able to get some paint back up. But Rainmaker on Scorch, like, you have a super weapon in your back pocket. They're going to be trying to run for it here, but just like, they need to get their special stuff to be able to lock this down, and they're just going to be running it.
Oh, almost dead.
We're having Robo Shader moments. Oh, but
nice to see that they're gonna get jumps right back in.
Oh, the jumps are coming back in. Ooh, is Tupac finally able to take this? Well, I say that 2 of them are going down once again, but that's going to be 2 down off of the Last Stand as well. So they are evened out right now. Going to be going for that pop, and this could be Tupac's first push as we get into the last minute of this game. How much control Last Stand has had so far is just insane. Like, they were that close to getting the dunk right here, and they're just absolutely denied. You hate to see it, but they're going to be getting 3 down off of the Last Stand here, getting that first dunk, so they're in a good position to turn this around, but they have to get the KO if they want to win this. Like, that is how close this game is right now.
Bazooka going to be so important here, coming out from PJ, looking for the pick, doesn't quite get it, but that Wail is coming out. That's 2 down on the side of the Last Stand. Tupac back, going to pick that up and going to take, they're going to pick, oh, but the flank? Hello? Somebody coming around from the back and saying, no, I'm going to kill your momentum right now. You are not going to do it. And oh, no! No! Fun fact, that was voted in Squidly Feud as the most embarrassing thing that could happen to you on a stream set.
And it happened right here and before our eyes. Rexy here picking up the Rainmaker, able to pull it back here. They still have a lot of blue pain right now. They're going to be losing 2 of their members though, but they have to. Oh, well, there's just the Rainmaker left. They're going to be rushed down. They're holding it for their dear little squid life, trying to keep it alive for their team, but no. Last Stand going to be rushing them down, just stopping them right there in the tracks. Going to be taking game 1 of this losers finals, but it was a very dominant game 1 in the first beginning of that match. Like, I am still mind blown that they were that close to getting the dunk. Like, it is the closest I've seen it to a dunk in forever on a Splatoon set. And this is losers finals. Like,
yeah. Yeah, Balloon said, can you make it fast? And Last Stand said, come on, man, we're trying. We're doing our best.
Go faster. All right, bet. Oh, man. But no, like, that is, like, exactly why you don't want to see Rainmaker Scourge on the, like, the match point set. Like, get it out of the way first, get the chaos out of the way so you can kind of mellow things out. Like Clamless Particle, for example. That's a more mellow game, right?
Things are mellower compared to Scorch Gorge. You're setting the bar a little low there.
So true, so true. Oh man, but
yeah, actually, to be fair, Clamblitz Particle was like chill enough, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I think it's like we've seen Last Stand play on Barnacle and Dime Clans before. They actually lost on Barnacle and Dime Clans to Shush here. But I think we see that like both Barnacle and Museum have that kind of same vibe going. Like they have a very open map in the middle, but around where the clam basket is a very narrow choke point that benefits the defenders, which is really what you want because you want it to be difficult for you to break in. You need some special coordination and some team coordination, but like it does lead to a more stall out game. You have a little more chips and small point leads rather than like a huge lead off of one thing, unless you see a wipeout. That just completely changes the game.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, generally wipeouts are a huge change, but especially here they can be a really big turning point. But it really, again, depends on where the clam economy is at that point, because if you have to spend the time collecting clams or finding them or making the power clam, that's time and energy you're not devoting to pushing forward to gaining that the space that you need and getting up to that clam basket. So sometimes you get a wipeout and you're just not in a position to capitalize.
No, that is a good point. And we did see that with 2-Pack versus Registeel when 2-Pack, I think it was 2-Pack, tried to push really early in the game, but just didn't have the clams followed up with.
Absolutely. All right. Here we go. We are gonna have I believe that's a wrap.
Ooh, yes, the Last Stand. They're going to be rocking the Rapid right here. They were rocking the Rapid Pro before with that vacuum. They're swapping things up, and they're still sticking with the Carbon. It seems to have worked out well for them before. So they have kind of still the midline chip damage, but really a lot more aggression going there if they're able to keep up the map control like they had before. But Carbon going to be going in for a fight, going to be going down, 2 members down off of the Last Stand. 2-Pack going to be bringing it back, getting some more paint on the ground, and we are going to be seeing, oh no, here we go, Zap's going to go down, and so like 2-Pack is going to be able to capitalize on it, getting 2 more down. If they're able to take out the Inkling, that's going to spell a lot of map control for them, but no Vexen here on the shot, going to be taking 2 down of their own, 3 down. They're just going to completely turn this around to flip the tides and allow the Last Stand to be able to break back in.
Vexen coming here with the absolutely clutch picks, allowing the Last Stand to keep their presence on mid and not completely give it up. Going for another. That is an awesome kill streak coming out from them. The Wiper does get a nice little double there. So having some fun, and we really just kind of return to this neutral mid ground. We have the Rapid going for some torpedo stuff. We all know how strong the torpedo Rapid combo can be, especially from like Rapid and S2. And wow, that's a nice wipeout on the side of the Last Stand there. But again, here we go. Do they have the clams to immediately capitalize on it? See, they're very quickly trying to make that clam, but by the time that Inkzuka is out, by the time the Rapid here has 7 clams and 8 and makes that power clam, they are now 2 down. The members of 2-Pack back having come back and established their presence again. So there's a case of you have a wipeout, you can use it to take back the area, the map control to find those clams, but you don't have the time to actually turn that into a push. But with the way those Rabbit is playing, we're gonna get a real push coming down here from the last stand. Those two down, really, really incredible here. And that Inkjet, oh my goodness, you can see just how much space they are forcing to give up. We have the stamp coming out here. Vexen's has this one clam, gonna back up a little bit to use this Zuka before using that clam to hopefully keep this basket open. They try not to go down here, gets that trade, so that's nice, but I don't know if we're gonna have any more follow-up than that. Yeah, that jump in is going to go down, unfortunately, but nice push there from the last end, really taking advantage of the opportunity to get it done.
Oh, that was a fantastic play from the Rapid Blaster on the last stand here. Like, they got the two down, and the last two remaining members were back on the left side, so they also just pushed right in, but the Inkjet under basket was insane. But here we go, 2-pack. They're going to be capitalizing off that kind of wipeout they had off of the last stand. Going to be getting the basket open, but they don't really have a whole lot of follow-up. The 52 is going to be holding that side right there. Going to be getting taken down, but right now the last stand is going to be cleaning up before they can get to that lead. To be fair, 68 is not a huge push right here, so they do have a good opportunity to bring it back, but last stand is going to be trying to get those space back and already setting up for that other push, but like you said before, they just need the clams to back it up.
Yeah, they have that cooler, so that is going to help them out here. Argonaut collecting enough of those clams. You have the shot go down, unfortunately, so that is going to put a damper on their plans. Rapid here does have that Inkjet, though, and that can be really, really important if they decide to be able to use it. That wiper, though, they have to watch on the side, and so I think they are going to use that to go, but that jump out, meaning that that time on the Inkjet is going to be misspent, and they do end up going down, having gone down all the way to the ground of the map. I think they were trying to, get a little funny play on, but unfortunately not quite. Vexen here, with the confidence of the cooler, going to go really deep into the territory of 2-pack back, and you can see the members, Owo here getting that nice pick. Argonaut trying to make that, the power clam, and Owo, just carbons are so self-sufficient sometimes. I mean, they did get taken down there, but you can see they were so close to making it out. Getting that down to 64, a good push, but nothing that a single power clam can't help race with on the side of 2-pack back. So last stand is far from in the clear here.
Yeah, the score is still pretty close right now, and like 2-pack is doing a good job. They're capitalizing off those plays that they're making here, but they're also just falling to the last stand. They're not winning enough of those 1v1s that they need here. And I think like what we saw in the last match of 2-pack versus Registeel, like they were able to use their speed and the mobility to kind of get around the other team. But last stand, they're doing a good job of covering their flanks. They're not letting 2-pack run around like they want to. Like we saw the Inkjet getting popped and it kind of was wasted, but they made sure that Wiper couldn't get in a good position for their team to follow up with. And instead, it is going to be the last stand, 3 members down, and that roller, that carbon roller, getting right underneath the 2-pack space, and that's exactly what they need. They're just going to hold on to the space and keep that lead that they had.
Yeah, that is what is so important here in Lamplets, just keeping that space. And of course, you could say that for any mode, really, but because you don't have necessarily a set objective other than that clam basket, knowing what are the important areas of the map, knowing what to keep your eye on, especially in the last few seconds of that match there, very, very important. And now our set stands 2-0 for the last stand, with this zones game being match point.
This is going to be a tough one because we are finally swapping to a more compact map. Like before, like both for Scorch and for Barnacle is very wide open, really playing to the advantage of having that rapid, having that kind of long range weapons, and especially if you're able to counter kind of the mobility of what 2-pack was running. But here we go on zones, it really favors that short range aggressive comp. They're able to get into more key positions that kind of are safe from those long range weapons. Even a chip based weapon like a blaster just can't always keep up with where those little crevices are, where the 52, the carbon, I'm sorry, no, the carbon's on last stand. What am I talking about? Just all the shooters coming out from 2-pack back, like they could potentially bring this back if they're able to keep the zone. However, last stand is really good at keeping the space, and zones is all about keeping the space. So unless 2-pack is able to figure out how to break last stand hold, like it's going to be an uphill battle for them. So it's definitely going to be kind of that back and forth battle here.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we were talking about those classic maps, Splatzone's Mako pretty much being the map of all time for the Splatoon competitive scene. It's not a Splatoon 1 map, but it is the Splatoon 2 map, and of course, Zones being the competitive mode, it just kind of, and then, it coming back in 3 just kind of bleeds into this being the fan favorite, very nicely well-rounded map mode. We'll see how these teams react, some familiar ground after a long, arduous tournament. Not that it's not familiar ground. Oh, Heavy Deco! I love Heavy Deco so much! Oh my gosh, yay!
Go.
I never get to see Heavy Deco. It makes me very, very happy that it's being brought out here. Hooray! My night has been made.
No, absolutely. Like, Heavy is just like kind of falling out of favor, especially with some of the more long-range weapons. So it's fantastic to see it in play right here, and I can see the pick right here. Vanilla Heavy, not necessarily the has the aggression to deal with kind of the ledge campers of those short-range shooters, but having the point sensor, be able to call out those little crevices, figure out where those short-range weapons are playing at, can be so helpful for your team. And then you have a Kraken to kind of like be more aggressive than you normally would have. That being said, though, 2Pack Pack has control of the zone, and they're taking away the points here, getting the nice couple of players down here. They were able to set up rather nicely, but they already lost their own roller, and here comes the Kraken, really pushing space here. 2 members down, and they're going to be flipping this on another one by the Kraken. Last remaining member is going to be called out by the point sensor, and then be chased down by the other Carbon. Like exactly what you want to be seeing from the Heavy.
Absolutely. I mean, positioning for the Heavy, very nice. These stacks, just the general geometry of this map, very, very nicely favored them. We do have that super nice 3 down, also on the side of 2Pack Back. So that zone, of course, going to come in and continue for the last stand, going to take down that penalty. Very nice position that they're going to be in here. As you can see, this Zuka going to come out. Nice pick there, and the Cooler as well. This lead take is well deserved. You can see again these sensors being so helpful to call out these exact positions. I love that that sub on Heavy. It can it can feel a little bit weaker than some of the other sub weapons, but it can be very useful when played correctly.
No, absolutely. And it's like, if you figure out how to use it effectively, then it really benefits, especially for helping out your team on such a close quarters map like this. But right now, the last stand is really locking things down. They're running away with the zone 3, a wipeout right at the end, getting the KO, gonna finish up this set and take another stab at the grand finals.
Yeah, I got really excited about the Heavy, and I didn't even notice how close they were to knocking out.
It was that good.
I'm a little easily distracted, but hey, really nice set coming out there. We said go faster. The Shush, Waitin, and Grand said go faster, and that's exactly what they did.
Indeed. Like, we saw a nice 3-0 from the last stand, really locking things down. From the very beginning of the set, last stand had in mind what they wanted to do. They wanted to get back at grand finals, and so like, they came in swinging. Like, we saw how well 2Pack played in their last set, but it was a completely different ball game when going up against Last Stand. Just for a long time, they had like a bit more back and forth, but like both for Rainmaker and Zones just completely wiped out by what Last Stand was packing. And so I want to contribute all to the Heavy, but we, of course, that's a bit biased from me and probably from you as well. Both of we got the main on lockdown here, but still, Last Stand, they're ready to rock and roll. They're ready for round 2 with Shush here.
Absolutely. I'm just really excited. I mean, so the first set that we did see, winners finals, was a 3-0 on the side of Shush. But, we have had them waiting for a little bit, not sure exactly how warm they've stayed. And of course, you have the Last Stand coming up from this really nice set, especially playing really well. And these last matches, they've got to feel really good about that. So as we begin to transition to Grands, both of these teams are going to have those mindsets that they're going to have to bring into this last leg of the tournament. It is a stamina battle here as much as it is a mechanical or team play one. As for our part, we are going to take just a short break and prepare finals for y'all so you can have the best Grand experience there ever was. We will be right back with me on Wail in just a couple of moments. Stay tuned.
Well, hello everyone, and good evening. Welcome back to the Neon Wail. We are in our grand finals, the rematch of The Last Stand versus Shush. Once again, it is I, Mad Gamer II. I am joined by the one and only by Shader. All right, what can we expect from these two teams, my friend?
What's up, everybody? Oh man, so yes, we did see these teams play each other in winners finals, with Shush winning 3-0 over The Last Stand, and then we just saw The Last Stand make a nice little losers run, winning over 2-pack back 3-0. So, well, I guess not losers run, losers set, but you know how it is. We are now in grand finals. So both of these teams contributing to the high octane fast play style that we have been seeing out of all of the teams really this whole tournament, having that incredible team play, special coordination. Really, both of these teams have got their comps on lock. We have the high amount of aggression and speed coming out from both these teams, and then of course a couple players on their token weapons. Shush with Balloon on that Slosher, who is hopefully very happy that the set is actually starting now, having been that.
Yeah, Shush has been sitting.
For a little over an hour.
And we're going to be getting right into it. That's right, Shush has been sitting here waiting for an hour. They are raring to go, but Last Stand is coming off hot after the last victory here, and we're going to be seeing Last Stand, they kind of swap things up from what they last faced Shush with. Like, they've been liking that carbon roller. It seems to be going okay then. A little dipping some toes in the water. Shush is going to be taking the first control of the zone. Balloon just popping off against these players right here, and they're going to be taken down by the Zuka shot right there, and the zone's going to flip back into Last Stand's favor. They are not going to be letting this go without a fight right here.
Yeah, absolutely not. Shush coming in with that triple splashdown as well. So, you know, these scores pretty in the first 45 or so seconds of our game. You have Shush in control of that the zone here as well. Half gonna bring out the cooler there, classic pencil play on the zone. That's you can see that pretty quick 3 down there on the side of the Last Stand. So Shush, Half already so far up. Again, so much power and area control from the pencil. Unfortunately, they are going to go down to a well-timed Zuka shot.
Yeah, it was a very well placed Zuka shot, and they're going to be getting the shot off of Shush as well, but they're going to be losing 2 of their own players. If the 52 is able to clutch up here, getting the 1, but no, is not able to paint the zone. Balloon is just going to be locking things down, and we're down to 15 points. Last Stand's got to make the Last Stand right here, but they have 2 of their own players down. Balloon's just going to be popping this last. No, but they're going to be losing. They're going to be getting the Zap's going to be living. They're going to be going for the paint, but they're going to be taken down. So close to getting that in the last second, but Shush is going to be taking game 1 and already off to a good start in this grand final set. Now but this is kind of what we saw from Shush last time. Like, although Last Stand they swapped off their comp, they're bringing the carbon. They opted not to go for the rapid, really going leaning into that kind of aggressive comp, kind of what 2-pack was running the last one. But they're hoping to get the upper hand through that, trying to take on the long range, heavier comp that Shush bringing with more aggression and mobility. But even so, Shush still was able to capitalize off that long range. Balloon doing a lot of good work with that bucket right there, just making sure that not any of the players from the Last Stand could get close to the zone, and just able to keep them on a really good stagger for the second half of that match.
Yeah, I mean, as we said earlier, no ledge is safe when you have Balloon on that bucket around, and it gets so important because when you're trying to get back into that zone to sit up, you're going to be trying to take that high ground. You're going to have those ledges so you can paint, so you can throw bombs, so you can see the zone. But having the Slosher means you either have to be hyper aware of where they are, or you can't really risk going onto those ledges for fear of immediately getting obliterated by them, because that is what they specialize in. And so very important putting that work in. we are going to move to Clam Blitz on Umami Runes for our second match of brands here.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's just the design of Clam Blitz maps, or just all the good Clam Blitz maps. But once again, we have this very open map in the middle until you get to the Clam Basket, and then you get to this nice little choke point ramp that favors defenders. It's gonna be a matter of brute force, so you can't even like sneak your way around it at this one. Like we saw that, and with 2-pack versus Registeel, one of the teams was able to just get around and get the jump in when the other team wasn't looking, but you can't really do that. There really is only the one option in to get to the basket, and so it's going to come down to a lot of good team coordination and special usage, especially with how well that Shush has been able to just keep control and keep the paint going.
Absolutely. Half is going to bring out that Vanilla Headed again. Bad. And then we also have that Carbon coming out from Oh Whoa there. So we might see some funny Carbon plays like we've seen in the last set. The Cooler is, of course, going to come out and, you know how Clams is. We have just all of these fights that are going to come out in mid. We've got 2 down on both sides. Actually, that's going to be 3 down on the side of the last stand. Vex in here on that Gal. Last one up. They still going to make these awesome plays in mid, though. Unfortunately, that Wail is not quite going to come out like they want it to. Well, and that Carbon is going to go down as well. So Shush, pretty solidly in control here. Wail's going to come out, but they also have those trip strikes. And the Clam economy solidly in their favor, so I know they are gearing up for a push right now. But having spent those specials and that triple splashdown coming out there from the Dot, they're going to have to possibly wait a little bit, wait to build things up. Joe here is going to come out with that Izuka. Very nice to clear some space there. And finally, with that Cooler coming out, they're going to go and break that barrier. And, take out the bucket as well. Getting these picks is so important. Joe on a roll here, but also the carrier of the 5 clams that they needed to keep that basket open. So right now, we've got the single clam, but with, I think, the trip strikes coming out of the side of the last stand, I don't think they're going to be able to have any follow-up there beyond that single clam.
Yeah, their push is going to be fizzling out right there. 3 members of Shush are down here, but still a nice opening with 68 here. Going to be taking the wipeout. They're going to be accounting for that, but last stand, they're already raring to go. They got the 1 clam in, 2 clam in, taking the lead with the double paraclam, and they still have follow-up. The speed that they came back, and they have 2 members of Shush down. This is going to be huge for them. Like, they're completely flipping the tables on Shush right now, and they're still able to keep control. The 52 is going to be holding space. The strikes are going to be pushing them back. They're going to be losing 2 of their members, but they're already getting it down to 24. Still more clams coming in, and this may be where we see them back up. 2 of their members are still going to be going down, and Shush is finally taking space back. But that was a nice counter push right there, and they still have a couple of members up to kind of keep the space on their half of the map.
Yeah, you see a little bit of waiting there coming out from the bucket. They've revealed their position, looking for the picks there. They are going to go down. Oh, Woe's going to come in and get that second pick, but also go down themselves. Shush here coming out with that. They have the Zuka that was coming out. They have the trip strikes, and they have a good amount of plans at least to start tossing things to each other. But they only get the 1 pick on the Gal, and so Owo is going to come in here and make their life a lot harder. Does get that take here. Argonaut there able to get 1 though, and Joe here getting that really nice double. Though those members of last game are going to come back immediately with that Tacticaler coming out. So we do have that score going down to 55, but we don't have any clams on the side of Shush right now to get the 1 go in. You have the that power clam coming in is going to be absolutely huge for them. Half going out just to pick up a few more clams. They just have to keep this basket open a little bit longer. They take the lead at 17. That not being the only one alive now and doing their best, absolute best to back up. Can't quite get out of that situation. So delayed wipe on the side of Shush, but that is absolutely huge for them. And now it's up to last stand to just immediately bring this back. Now they have to make another push.
They've already gotten the basket open, like not 2 seconds after that basket closer, and then they were able to break it back around, but they weren't quite able to get through their own penalty points. Not too many points on the board for them, and they did go 3 of them down, but the 52 jumping in, getting the nice wall pick right there. Going to be getting another one off of Joe, but no, Joe is on a rampage. Going to get 2 more before getting taken down themselves, really opening things up for their team, and this is going to be keeping Shush uncontrolled the map control right now. They could be going for another push, but we're still waiting for that clan economy to kind of catch up with the speed of how Shush is moving right now. Strikes are going to be coming out from the last stand to kind of keep things, at bay, but they're losing 2 of their members. They're at a player disadvantage right now, and Shush has the clams ready to go for that push.
wanted to know what Half's plan was there, to just kind of chill directly on the wall there. They didn't actually do anything with that. Joe getting another slick double right there. But Half kind of got pushed back. Nice pick. Oh, you love to see it. That's the power of the heavy right there. And they have that cooler coming out. They also have 6 clams on them. So Shush generally in a pretty nice position right here. Owo gonna come out with that. Inkzuka though, and a lot of clams spawning right there for Last Stand as well. You see that splashdown gonna come out though, and that's 3 down on the side of the Last Stand, so Balloon's gonna come out, and Shush is gonna break that barrier again. Already Balloon with those, what, 5 clams that they had on them running through those penalty points. I believe we're going to see a jump in. We'll see if Joe is able to land the clam. They get taken out. That clam falls off the map.
No.
So 10 seconds left. We are not quite able to see the KO, and Last Stand is going to get a chance at overtime here. We have the cooler out. We have Vex in here with the Wail immediately into overtime. They have 3 clams on them. They're going to rush forward. Argonaut very close behind, but they only have the 1 pick. The trick shot's going to come out. Argonaut is able to get that clam in, but I don't know if they're going to have any follow-up. We have Vex in here with the 4 clams. Gets 1 pick. Falling down, but they're running out of time. They get picked themselves, and now you don't have the clams. That's 2 down. Oh, well, here, unfortunately, not able to go in on their own. Argonaut able to jump back in, but the members are staggered right now. We have 1 clam try and go in 21, but that's the wipeout. Not quite going to be enough. And there is our second match.
They threw everything they had into that last push, and they were so close to bringing that back. Like, they got the basket open, they kept it open for so long, but just like couldn't find the amount of picks that they needed to keep it going. Like a 52 popped off, got the nice wall setup, got the splat, but then got taken down themselves. And then we saw the carbon roller trying to get in, sneak in, but it just all the firepower was coming out from Shush. Like, they were not letting them get an inch off of them, not letting them get set up how they wanted to, and so they were able to throw pennies in, but just not enough to get the lead back.
Yeah, man. Still, though, like you said, everything they put into that last push. I mean, even before overtime started, we had the gal throwing out that Wail and the walls in mid. We had everything coming out. We had the clams, the power clam being formed, and the carrier being right behind the main person pushing in. So they did everything right. It's just they got kind of staggered at the end, and they weren't able to keep up that continued simultaneous effort that so often makes overtime pushes successful.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that for that last match, zones was a little bit more tricky. Like, Shush had a good system down. They were able to get kind of a better control of the match about the second half. Clams was so much more back and forth, like right up to the very end. Last Stand was fighting to get that lead back. It's gonna be interesting to see what they bring about for this next one, tower control ship shift, because I talked about, like, this is one where if the momentum gets shifted too far in one direction, you could see a team just absolutely run away with it. It can be so hard to break out and kind of kill that momentum before it can get too far. And I think, like, so far Shush has been really good at keeping that momentum going. So at the Last Stand, like, they are able to, like, make some good pushes. They're able to keep Shush from, like, completely getting the KO, but I think we're going to see a lot of points coming out unless Last Stand is able to, like, get that early advantage off of Shush.
Yeah, I mean, right now the odds look in Shush's favor, but Last Stand did have that really nice moment on right here, tower control ship shape earlier in the stream. And so maybe they're thinking back, they're saying that went very well for us. We're going to have to figure out how to bring that back here.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that so far the Last Stand, they've been pretty consistent with what they've been running. I think Shush has been very consistent with what they've been running. I think they did opt for the edit over the pencil for that last one, which was honestly an interesting choice because both run either way. I love seeing the edit in play, but because of how Umali operates, one might see the pencil. Ship, I definitely think we're going to be seeing the pencil return for Shush. It's going to come down to, okay, Last Stand. We could see that Rapid Pro coming out, perhaps a Rapid Pro Deco. I know that they opted not to for Power Ship last time, I think, but pairing it with the Carbon, what is that balance that they're going for? Like, what do they want to bring? Because I don't see them swapping out that Carbon anytime soon.
Absolutely. So yeah, I do think that Carbon, I'm very excited to see it coming back. We've seen some very nice plays from them. Otherwise, even with those small flexibilities you mentioned, I think these teams are pretty locked into their cons here. At least I hope so. Maybe we're waiting a little bit here. I wonder if they're pulling out something truly insane, or if they're just kind of like, oh, okay, we have a little bit of funny room reset. Apparently, have dropped had 31 KA in that last game, which, good God.
Power of the Splatling, baby.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh man, but unfortunately, I doubt we're going to be seeing that return again. Just like how
That's
strong
okay.
the
Yeah.
range of the pencil is on here. I would love to see them bring out the Splatling again, but I just logically I know, okay, now pencil is the better pick, especially when you're in grand finals of Neon Wail.
Totally.
But it's like we have not seen that pencil from Last Stand, so it's like, okay, what is there going to be their counter pick? Like, what is their response to what Shush has? Because this is their last chance. Like, Shush is on match point right here, and Last Stand needs to get 3 more games to get it to a bracket reset. So basically a reverse sweep, and it all starts with this match right here.
Right, you know that Last Stand is very aware at this point of what Shush brings to the table, of what they have, and they're saying, like, you don't want to make, of course, no drastic changes this late in the tournament, but saying, like, how do we alter our mindset just a little bit to get that edge on them? What is it that we're playing that has an advantage on what they're playing? What can we figure out to exploit? And so, here we go. Loading in, everybody. This could potentially be our last match. It could potentially be the start of a huge comeback story. We will have to wait and see.
There we go. There it is.
Yep.
Going to be seeing the Rapid Pro Deco coming out from the Last Stand. Going to be bringing it out against, as we called it, half on that pencil there. Pretty much standard comp we saw for Zones Mahi. Going to be bringing it back for ship set Zones. But what we did not expect, Last Stand swapping off the Carbon and in fact going to be bringing out a Nautilus instead to counter Shush's Nautilus.
Yeah, I was saying Nautilus versus Nautilus. They're nice there. And look, Argonaut's already gotten that first pick there. They do lose their Zap, unfortunately, and they fall to the pencil. So half they're able to take the tower. Oh, super nice there. Just saying absolutely not to Bazooka. And with that, leave almost 3 down at the same time there on the side of Last Stand. Shush is just going to take this, and that first checkpoint is going to fall without too much fanfare. They've got that cooler in mid, Balloon staying around the tower here, especially with those trip strikes, making sure we have this area to ourselves. Nautilus does go down there, and half falls to a direct, but they get that all the way up to that second checkpoint there. 30 remaining is a super nice push, and a great place to be.
No, yeah, getting past the first checkpoint, getting all the way to the second is a fantastic way to start the game. But like the Last Stand there, be able to lock things down and getting a nice 3 down, honestly, on top of that. And they're still going to be leading with a 3 down off of Shush. Like, this is going to give them the opportunity to kind of bring things around, get their own checkpoint points here. But that pencil is set up rather nicely on the right side, but they're going to have to figure out a way to get that thing out of there because they're going to be able to reach the tower without too much trouble. That being said, that's going to be the lead. The checkpoint knocked down, but 2 members off of both teams coming off of that.
Exactly. Yeah, oh, Balloon getting that nice pick there. And like you were saying, you have to get rid of that pencil on the one hand. I've got another nice pick from Balloon. I have to do my analysis, but also this is an amazing show to watch. But like, you get the pencil out of there with the Zuka shot. On one hand, you had to take a Zuka shot to do it. On the other hand, the pencil is gone. Joe, with that super clean Zuka pick, looking for another one, another pick on Argonaut here. The jump out is going to work out for them though. But Shush already on that tower. You can see Beerus here going back for that soda, and then just so aggressively coming up here with the splashdown, getting back up by those trip strikes. Perfect synergy right there, getting a pick and basically just taking the opposing team's positions for themselves. We have a couple of picks on both sides, but Beerus, their movement, they get another pick right there, and somehow they are still alive, cannot be stopped. You can see all of the Joe able to get that jump in as well, and Argonaut having to divert attention. That 2v1 forced onto them. Joe's gonna take the pick, and Shush, they can't get cleared out of the Last Stand's territory here.
That was such a huge position to take from the Nautilus right there. Like, that is the position you want to be for when pushing that checkpoint. But also, even though they went 3 down, Shush went 3 down, they weren't able to push him out. And because they weren't able to push him out, that meant they had to divert their attention or risk getting flanked. And that meant their attention was divided, meaning they were able to get pinchered by Shush. In the end, Last Stand was able to push back out, remove that flank threat, but it cost them so much time to do so, so much energy. And so now, like, they do have the 2 down. They're able to get past that first checkpoint. And the Zook, perfect aim right there to take the pencil out. They just have 1 member of Shush remaining, and there's going to be Balloon on the bucket. Strikes are going to be coming out, but they're going to be taking them out. They're going to be trying to keep this control of the tower right here as they get their jumps back in, but Shush is not making it easy for them right now.
Yeah, Karu, they're getting some nice plays, but eventually falling. That tower getting all the way to 42 and counting. Joe here looking for the pick, but is going to say no. And this Rabbit doing some little jumps and hops here on the tower, able to tap that tower all the way to 36, but Half here nicely lined up in position to have control over that tower. You can see there, especially with the cooler coming out there, unless Last Stand can find a way to dislodge Half from that position, their push might be over soon. We have the Wail coming out. That's going to be super, super helpful. We have the splashdowns coming out. We are at 30 to 29 right now. They just have to get on the tower. They just have to stay alive. They're going to get to checkpoint 2, baby! 29 to 25 on the board. 40 seconds left. All of these frantic members, getting picks around the tower. We get that all the way to 16. That checkpoint falls for Last Stand, but Shush able to come in and clean up. So no KO for Last Stand, but now Shush has to get this tower all the way across the map and sit at that checkpoint all the way through.
I think that was a fantastic play by Last Stand, capitalizing off the fact that the pencil had moved from that quarter spot down into the pit along with other teammates, out of position, out of the way for them to take that checkpoint. And like I said before, because of how long it takes for that tower to reset, is in overtime now. All Last Stand has to do is get something onto that tower, splashdown, Zuka, anything, and just tap it. They just got to tap the tower. Here comes the Zuka, trying to look for it. Viren is going to jump in it, and there we go. Last Stand taking the 3rd match, still in it for grand finals.
In it to win it. We are not having grands end yet. The Last Stand coming out and absolutely clutching it up. Wow, that push. Oh, man. These guys are just so good at last-minute pushes. I wonder maybe why they named their team that.
It's in the name. Like their last stand is their best stand.
Absolutely. Oh, no 3-0 here in Grand Finals. History is changing. We are going to go but we're going to go to Rainmaker Undertow Spillway.
Oh, no. We talked about Scorched Rainmaker being like the worst map to have for a match point game. I think Rainmaker Undertow is a runner-up for what you don't want to see for your match point game. I think just Rainmaker in general is so hard because it can can run so far away and then be so hard to bring it back. Like, at least tower control and zones, like, they're both very much measured by the objective. Like, you have to have a lot of space, a lot of zone control, but both for Clams and for Rainmaker, is like, it can run away at the instantly like that, particularly for Rainmaker. So I think Last Stand, especially with running the Carbon, they've been running a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more faster pace. Shush might struggle a bit. They might have the range to kind of hold things down, especially with how narrow it gets in the middle of Undertow. It could stall things out, but if Last Stand is able to make that one breakaway, then they could really set them up for a victory.
Exactly, and that's what we have been seeing. You know, Last Stand holding their own, waiting for that moment, and just kind of exploding forward. And really, it's kind of been like Shush setting the bar, and it's like Last Stand gears up and does that last explosive push, clear the bar or not. And in that last game, it sure did. Now we are riding off the momentum from that, and we'll see if it does again. There's that blaster coming out. We're sticking on the knot. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We got the double splatling coming out. So Half is gonna go on to edit for this, and then Beer is of course on that knot. So we have 2 Splatlings. This is going to be super fun. Got that barrage of projectiles onto the Rainmaker shield there. Half already going for that cooler. We love to see Soda.
Dia is going to be shushed with the pop right there. Rapid is going to be taken down. Half is already getting picked up, but gets absolutely annihilated by that Zuka shot. Going to be even things out. 2v2 right here. Shush looking to get that pop on top of that as well. But, you know, like, this is how it goes with Undertow Rainmaker. It gets a little difficult to get things going, but like it's once you get into kind of like the checkpoint. Here we go, 2 members down. They're gonna be going for their breakaway. Oh, but the splashdown comes out. They are living just long enough to get to 88. Not safe. We're just getting into the mix of it, but Last Stand, they still have control. They got the knot out of there. They still have the Rainmaker under control, and now with the Zuka on hand right on this corner here, it could potentially make things happen.
This Zuka could be big. I think that pick there, I mean, 2 down already is what they were looking for. So they didn't quite get to have a moment of glory there. But we are taking that to 26. Some nice squid rolls coming out here. And, oh my goodness, Argo with the splashdown on the Rainmaker. It is quickly going to get painted over. But they have the jumps coming in. If they're able to get picks, they might clear the way for their teammates. Unfortunately, they do get taken out. So 3 down there, Zap being the one coming back from the last stand. But 26, not a bad place to be at all. They do have to hold this for the next 3 minutes and 30 seconds unless they try and get a KO. And with the aggression that we've been seeing out of Shush, we might be a little different. We try and see a little flank play here, but they do get called out and get taken out. Not before Shush loses the Rainmaker as well. We had both the Trip Strikes and the Zuka coming out, but a little bit after, and so the Rainmaker not quite able to capitalize on it as much as they would like.
Although Undertow is not nearly as bad as Torch Gorge when it comes to knockouts, it's still really difficult for either team to really get a knockout on this map. So having that 26, a huge advantage, huge push for the Last Stand. They can really capitalize that if they're able to keep the members alive. It's just if the wipeout could really spell disaster for them. But here, they have the Rainmaker in hand, and they're just stalling timeout in this corner as far away from the checkpoint as physically possible. They do go 2 down, but the 2 remaining members are in mid, and they have a lot of paint to their name right now.
Exactly, Beerus here using all of that paint to their advantage. Trip Strikes coming out, going to claim a lot of ground. They're eating the suction bomb as well. You see all 3 members of Shush flustered here. They're going to go for this right checkpoint here. The Rapid, does take out half. So they break through that checkpoint, but they lose 2 members in the process. Last Stand also has lost 2 members, but they are right there. So Koth is going to go to the Beerus all the way on the left side over here. Not entirely sure if there was a miscommunication or if they just intended to maybe go behind, but Joe, maybe they're trying to go for a similar play that they had in the last match, because that Zuka is going to come out, get 1, unfortunately get canceled before they can get the second one, but Hab has picked up that Rainmaker, and it is working out for them. They're going to bring this up. There is the splashdown. Hab is running for it. They take the lead. They're going to look for that KO, get taken out, but they take that all the way to 4. So here I am questioning them, but these guys clearly know what they are doing. Pop goes to Last Stand. We are not quite going to see that KO, but dang, are we coming close.
They had the opportunity and they had the time to get the KO, but unfortunately the pedestal just wasn't painted for half right there. So unfortunately it is going to stop at 4. But it's like, Last Stand, they do have another opportunity, 1.5 minutes left to do this, but that is very much an uphill battle. But they're going to be fighting that uphill battle with a sprint right here, just really going to be locking things down on the corner right here. Nice pick by the Rainmaker, going for a second one, but the Zook just going to be cleaning things up, ending that push right there. As long as Agronaut is able to stay alive, they could potentially keep this back, but they are very much alone right now.
Yeah, alone. I don't know if their teammates will see it worth to jump to them, especially as they've already been called out. They are going to go for the pick here on Beerus, but, backing up, they are in enemy territory, and I think they've seen the value of they're not quite going to get out what they want from here. Beerus doing the splashdown, not quite getting a lot from there, and does get the pick on Argonaut there, but that is 3. Oh, there is the wipeout on the side of the Last Stand. Gonna be a lot more difficult to come back, especially as you can see Shush, they don't really have to worry about pushing that Rainmaker. All they have to worry about is taking mid. This is almost like a death match to them at this point. As long as they can just keep the Last Stand away from that Rainmaker, they are going to be completely fine.
Oh yeah, where that Rainmaker dropped is such a good position for Shush. Like you said, as long as they have control of mid, they have enough opportunity, or they have enough time to kind of counter Last Stand if they go for the Rainmaker. Zap is going to be going down. They gotta push for it, but with half on top of the ledger, they gotta move
that double!
Okay, Nautilus, that's a huge play right there. Nautilus pushing up, going for Balloon, but no, they don't stop it in time. They don't pick it up. Shush is going to be taking game 4 of Grand Finals and Neon Wail because such good position, good plays by them. Last Stand was not able to grab it in time.
Yeah, absolutely heartbreaking that they didn't quite get to that Rainmaker, but I saw Argonaut get that double on the top of the screen there, and you just know if they had an overtime push, that would have been absolutely huge, because, like you said, absolutely correct positioning. just not quite timing. And unfortunately, sometimes that's how it is in this silly little squid game we call Splatoon 3.
And that's kind of like why you dread having Rainmaker as your match point game, because it gets to a point like that where it's like, okay, you have to absolutely clutch the heck up to bring this back. Like when you get to high level grand finals like this, the enemy, like the team defending, like they know what to do. They know where to put the Rainmaker to make it as difficult as possible for Last Stand to pick it up. And it's just like Agronauts almost clutches up, and like you said, it was just a matter of missed time and just not able to grab the Maker in time before the match ended. But they were on a roll. They were ready to bring that up into overtime if they were just able to pick it up.
Absolutely. Wow, what an awesome set and what an awesome tournament that we have. This is, the beauty of having these incredible teams come together in a wonderful double elimination bracket. That is the beauty of Neon Wail. Congratulations to Shush for taking this title, and also to all the other teams that we had come out. I'm Mad. Where can the wonderful people in the audience find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me in all the usual places: Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at iMadGamerII. I've been doing my best to do some streaming. I actually stream more this week than I have in like a month, so I'm happy for that.
Nice.
But yes, where can the good people find you, Shader?
You can find me at Cater_ or just Cater, Twitter, Twitch, Blue Sky. I guess I need to start using that some more. I post art, I cast, I do fun stuff like this. And yeah, so that's the end of an awesome stream for us. Thank you all for coming out and watching. I believe we do have a little raid lined up, so stick around for that. Thank you so much for IGL Splatoon for hosting us. Thank you to our wonderful streamer Pipe Dream, awesome TOs behind the scenes. None of this could have happened without them. So remember to show some love to your staff and production. With that, we are going to be signing off. So stay tuned, stay fresh, stay hydrated.
Have a good night, everyone.